JRM Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of President's Athletic Conference Football, produced by JRM Video Productions.
Beautiful Saturday in Greene County, Pennsylvania, as the Tailgaters out in full display outside of John F. Wiley Stadium for today's PAC Game of the Week. The Geneva College Golden Tornadoes and the Waynesburg University Yellow Jackets on KDKA+. And we welcome you inside the broadcast booth. Austin Bexold, Alex Terrett, Robert Mangino will join us momentarily. We spent a lot of time at your alma mater, W&J. Welcome to mine at Waynesburg, Alex, as we expect a pretty good matchup between two teams that are in the middle of the PAC standings, but Geneva especially a new-look team compared to a year ago.
Exactly. The storyline coming into this game has been the offenses, and especially Caleb Romano, over 2,000 yards through the air, and he leads the country at the Division III level. But what I'm most interested in is to see how these defenses play, and they've already given up over 31 points per game on both sides of the ball, so I expect a really high-scoring affair tonight. And
a big reason why is the offensive attack that we discussed with Caleb Romano, and his top target, Keaton Baker, has been one of the best receivers, not just in the PAC, but all Division III football.
And Keaton Baker coming in today, 36 receptions for over 700 yards and 8 touchdowns. What the most impressive stat is over 19.6 yards per catch is his average. He's that big play threat. He has a great chemistry with his quarterback, but he leads a very experienced wide receiver room with 3 out of the 4 starters being seniors. But he really works that middle of the field, and if he's one-on-one, look for something special down the field.
Zane Colley led the PAC in rushing a year ago for Waynesburg. Not expected to play in today's game. It puts a little bit more pressure on the sophomore quarterback, Luke Hudson, to perform.
And like you said, Austin, a lot of pressure put on the QBs due to Zane Colley being rolled out, but it's going to come through number 18, and that's Luke Hudson. And so we're going to see over 1,065 yards through the air and 5 touchdowns. But the most important stat is he already has 7 interceptions on the year. So due to these turnovers, you might see a little bit of Tommy Burke, the other quarterback, sprinkled in as well. But luckily, he gets a favorable matchup against a banged-up Geneva secondary today.
Geneva sitting at 3-3 and 3-1 in the PAC. The Golden Tornadoes are looking for their best conference start in over a decade.
And for Geneva, it's all going to be, can they create turnovers? Can they give that ball back to their offense as much as possible? And most importantly, when you give the ball back to your offense, can you protect your quarterback? Romano can really carry this offense and get a lot of people involved, but can you keep him inside the pocket, not force him to scramble right or scramble left, and really keep him upright over the course of this game?
Alex, Waynesburg has only scored 25 points in its last 2 games combined, losses to Allegheny and Grove City. And one big area they need to capitalize on is inside the 20-yard line.
Exactly, and the red zone is where they're going to make their money today. They might have more opportunities in the red zone today than they usually have because of this Geneva defense, but can they finish with points and get touchdowns at 6 points instead of 3? And then most importantly, can their secondary keep up? These corners and safeties have to be ready for this challenge against this Geneva high passing volume. But most importantly, can they not let those big plays over the top that can really lead to those quick scores that they're trying to avoid?
Gino DeMarco in his 33rd and final season leading the Geneva College Golden Tornadoes 9-9 against Waynesburg. Will his record against the Yellow Jackets be a game over 500 or a game under 500? Kickoff from John F. Wiley Stadium is next.
Thanks for fixing the door.
I was nervous about that lock.
To your family, you are more than just your income.
What would she do without me? She'd probably have to marry our next-door neighbor, Todd.
Well, Todd, I have no feelings for you whatsoever, but I'm going to have to say I do. I can't afford a handyman.
Gotta get some life insurance.
Although you're irreplaceable, a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide the financial security your family needs for a secure future. To get started, visit gbu.org.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. with a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
What a score! Runs his way into the end zone. He's off to the races to the 20, 15, 10, 5 into the end zone again.
Waynesburg has won the toss and has elected to receive. So the Yellow Jackets will take the football on the opening kickoff from Evan Baker. Kick it away. The 35 going right to left. A little bit of a breeze blowing in that direction as well. Clear skies at John F. Wiley Stadium and a beautiful day. 70 degrees in Waynesburg. Elijah Jackson and Marcus Crum Jr. back to return for the Yellow Jackets. Our PAC Game of the Week is underway. The kick being returned from the 2. That's the 20 and tracked down right at the 22-yard line. Great tackle made by Lonnie Kraft, the safety on special teams. So it brings out the Waynesburg offense, 2-4 overall, 2 losses in non-conference play before the start of PAC action, and even 500 there at 2-2, led by Dr. Cornelius Coleman, a Waynesburg grad in his 4th year leading the Yellow Jackets. He's 12-24 overall, 1-2 in his career against Geneva. He sends out his quarterback, Luke Hudson, the sophomore from Morgantown, West Virginia. 6 games so far this year, more interceptions than touchdowns. He'll begin at the 22. Handing it off over the right tackle. Carson Shriver, junior running back from Fairview, West Virginia, on the carry, and Cody Patterson makes the stop after just a short game.
And so Carson Shriver is going to be the new back here for this Waynesburg offense. And with Zane Colley, their leading rusher over the last couple of years, is now out for this game. You're going to see a lot of Shriver, but he's going to have a lot of responsibility because the better he does in this game, the better Luke Hudson's going to do.
Shriver's played all 6 games this season, leads the team in rushes and yards, 5 touchdowns on the year. 2nd and 7, man in motion towards the near side, and they give it to him again. Shriver with some running room, but he's chopped down just shy of the 30-yard line. Noah Hutcherson, back from his defensive back spot at the 29, is a gains 4.
And we have a little bit of a new look for Geneva. A lot of struggles on defense so far this year, but you're going to see a couple different players filtering in on this secondary, especially on this really struggling defense, and see what they can do differently. And gets a favorable matchup against a Waynesburg offense that's struggling and is prone to turn over the ball. But can Geneva really capitalize on those opportunities, because we know what their offense can do.
3rd and 3. Ball in the near side hash, 1 receiver far side, 1 near side, 2 tight ends in the formation. Pistol for Hudson. Looks to throw for the first time. Pass to the far side is caught right at the sticks, breaking off a tackle and spinning down to the 40-yard line. Catch made for a first down. Ciriello brings him down. It's Tyler Richmond on the reception. And Richmond, the junior receiver who was banged up a little bit this week, junior from Carmichael's High School, was able to move the chains.
And Richmond was dealing with a little bit of injury concerns coming in this football game, but having him out on the field is such a big relief for Luke Hudson. It gives him another threat on the outside and something he can work with right there and move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 40. Shotgun for Hudson. He pulls it and looks to throw deep. Under pressure, delivers incomplete. Tried to dump it off to Isaiah Fields. Ciriello was there, though, in coverage, and 2 different defensive players for Geneva helped to apply the pressure. We talk about that defensive line with Payne Brereton, Colton Hill, Ryshawn Johnson. They've done a good job of being able to attack opposing quarterbacks this season.
And when you can get a pass rush like that, it really throws off the timing for the offense. And Waynesburg, Hudson pulls it and is looking for Trout over that deep post, but not able to find him, has to check it down, and results in incompletion.
Trout, Richmond, and Elijah Jackson, top 3 receivers. The Yellow Jackets in the pattern, but they'll hand it off, and Shriver's only able to gain a yard up to the 41, if that. He was chopped down by Wyman Shaheen, the sophomore linebacker from Mableton, Georgia. Leads the team with 3.5 sacks on the season. That his 19th tackle.
And I'm interested to see what Coach Coleman is going to do over the course of this game. Knowing what Geneva has on offense, you got to kind of match those points. You need to make this into a high-scoring event. And so you kind of think about it, will they go for it on 4th down a couple times over these series? Right now, kind of towards this 40-yard line in the middle of the field. Look for them to maybe take 2 downs to get that first.
They'll line up 2 receivers to the far side, 3 to the near side. Empty backfield for Hudson on 3rd and 10. Geneva brings 4. Hudson looks downfield, has a man, but it's incomplete. Looking for Isaiah Fields. He just overthrew him. And Fields not able to catch up to it. Sets up 4th down.
And they're really going to try and get to the quarterback. And Hudson actually has some time. And Geneva's playing a lot of man coverage. And sometimes when that happens, you get people wide open streaking down the field. And Hudson just not able to connect. And that's the type of plays he has to make for this struggling Waynesburg offense.
Yellow Jackets will punt. Landon Bradley will punt it away. Keaton Baker standing at his own 30 to return it. Man jumped off sides for Geneva. Is that because of a false start? The indication is yes. It'll move the Yellow Jackets back another 5 after picking up 1 first down on that drive. And set to boot it away. The offense for Waynesburg stalls out. Offense that averages 23 points per game this season.
False start, offense number 8, 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
So backs the ball up to the 35. Keaton Baker, dangerous return man for Geneva. Found success on special teams for the senior. High snap to Bradley. He's able to get it away. Baker will signal for a fair catch. And he runs into his own man. Did he touch the football, though? There's a pile at the 48-yard line. No indication yet. Waynesburg signaling they have the ball. The Yellow Jackets do end up with it. There's a discussion right at the 48 to determine, did it hit Baker as he approached to try to grab the football? Signaled for the fair catch, but he ran into his own man, Jonke. Still being discussed right around midfield. Here's the call.
The ruling on the field is the member of the kicking team was blown into the member of the receiving team, recovered by the kicking team, 1st down Waynesburg.
So Waynesburg will take over as the officials deemed that the Yellow Jackets take it. Ultimately, Alex, after it was discussed they're cut out a little bit, there was some blocking into Baker, but ultimately determined with Waynesburg ending up with the football at the end of it, the Yellow Jackets will stay out onto the field.
And that's just on Keaton Baker, just knowing that his players, the opposing players, are coming towards the ball. The kick's slightly short, but it still tries to pursue the ball, hits into his own man. It seems like it touches him. Now Waynesburg set up shop at midfield.
They hand it off to Schreiber. Schreiber with open running room as he dives past the 40-yard line and is able to gain 10 yards and a 1st down.
And for Waynesburg, that's just the break they needed. They were able to move the ball a little bit, got a 1st down on the last drive, and now they get another chance. And for Geneva's defense, they were just on the field, and then they had to come right back out and keep that dangerous offense on the sideline.
And we talk about that play on special teams. That was Dame Jonke, the one that ended up colliding with his own guy in Baker. Jonke, who plays wide receiver just like Baker, frequently used on special teams. Just an unfortunate error for the Golden Tornadoes to begin. Trips receivers far side. Hudson to throw, has plenty of time, takes a shot, has a man wide open far side of the field, looking for Fields, but it's incomplete. As Hudson overthrew him and threw it out of bounds, there was nobody within a 5-yard radius of Isaiah Fields.
And so this was an interesting play design here because you have almost like a quick screen, like a bubble screen, and then you fake the bubble screen, you look deep, everyone runs down the field, and then the receiver that was running the bubble screen starts to make his way up the field, and there's a lot of moving pieces around there, and somehow with all the confusion able to get a guy open, but once again not able to connect.
Second and 10 at the 38. Two receivers far side, two near side for Hudson. Looks to throw near side. Swing pass is incomplete. He was trying to hit the sophomore running back, Caden Ebron, out of the backfield. But it just went right off his face mask, Alex.
And right now, just very sloppy on the offensive end for Waynesburg. You're having so many opportunities. This Geneva defense has struggled all year long trying to stop the pass. And you get a great run by Shriver on the first down, but then you just all of a sudden just get stall out once again. And Hudson really needs to step up, and he needs to deliver those throws on time if they want a chance to push the ball down the field.
So they'll line up three receivers far side, one of the near side, as Shriver returns to the backfield on 3rd and 10. Hudson, pocket collapses in on him, steps up, now will run past the 35, but he's shy of the yard to gain at the 28, steps out of bounds at the 32. Now decision time for Waynesburg. Might be a little bit too far for a field goal for Drew Pinkerton. He's just 1 of 5 on the year with a long at 26.
And there's no doubt in my mind that Waynesburg is going to keep the offense on the field for this. This is a very hard field goal to attempt, very long. But we did see in warm-ups Pinkerton able to have the distance, and it's just in terms of the accuracy, a lot of wind pushing on both sides of the field so far. So it looks like they're going to roll with the offense. But how about Hudson just able to get what he can get? Doesn't see anything he likes down the field. He's not doing well throwing the ball. At least just use his legs and make the 4th down a little bit easier.
4th and 4. Geneva brings 4. Hudson has time, delivers downfield, and the pass is caught. And stepping out of bounds, an incredible catch made by Michael Wines. Tiptoes to get both feet in bounds. You only need one in college. And he made his way inside the 10.
And this is just a great dig and corner route. And a great corner route. And that's a beautifully timed ball by Hudson, able to put it in stride over his outside shoulder, and he's able to run right underneath it. And now you start to see what Waynesburg can do through the pass game. Just need a little bit of time to build some chemistry.
Pistol formation for the Jackets from the 5 on 1st and goal. They hand it off, Shriver. And he gains a yard.
Shriver, the ball carrier.
Gang tackled down by a couple of different defenders, including Hill, the defensive line.
Tackled on the play, number 44, Reed Gordon.
Reed Gordon and Payne Brereton also in there. The 4-man front for the Golden Tornadoes with Reed Gordon, their stud linebacker, the senior from Boonesboro, North Carolina, one of the leading tacklers on the team. 2nd and goal from the 4. Man in motion towards the near side. Shriver's the back. Hudson rolls out near side. Looks to the end zone and incomplete. Just overthrew Isaac Trout. And Trout had to hurdle over. Little chains keeping people away from the field. Roping off the sideline.
But I do like this play action. You have Hudson fake the handoff and then spin out towards his dominant side and able to get a throw on the run. He has his man in the corner of the end zone, but just once again, there's just the timing is just off slightly and not able to make these plays happen. But the opportunities are there. It's just will they take advantage?
And we've seen a couple of overthrows from Hudson. As Geneva brings on a late man into the formation. Iziago was trying to run on as Waynesburg was getting ready for the snap.
Geneva,
and it forces Geneva to use a timeout on 3rd and goal. Third member of our crew, Robert Mangino, is patrolling the sidelines. What's going on, Mangino?
You can be a winner today with a
Thank you very much, Austin. Here's what we're looking at right now. Coach Coleman said turnovers are just so critically important in this game for Waynesburg. Also, controlling the clock. Look at this. They've already burned off over 6 minutes of time in the first quarter. They're +1 in the differential. And that 4th down conversion, I don't know about you guys, that's a lot of confidence the coach has in Luke Hudson. Instead of just getting the dink pass to get the 5, to go for the jugular and get it 1st and goal inside the 10. That was a big play.
It was, and Geneva's offense, to this point, not had an opportunity to come out onto the field because of the turnover. And points off turnovers, very critical in a game like this where, you know, it's going to be tightly contested. Two teams that both give up 31 points per game. Capitalizing off your opponent's mistakes. Sounds cliche, but in reality, what you need. as they'll line up Hudson to the near side. It's a wildcat formation for the Yellow Jackets. Shriver takes it out of the backfield, and he just gets back to the line of scrimmage. Brought down by Isiago, Shaheen, and multiple others. Reed Gordon also in there, as Geneva was not fooled on the option play.
And you have so many backs ready to take that football in the wildcat formation. Then you put Hudson split out. It takes a lot of guts to be able to throw it to that quarterback that's split out wide, but Geneva just selling out on the run, and thankfully they get home on that one.
Drew Pinkerton to kick it. The 22-yard field goal attempt. Line up right down the middle. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is up and good. Pinkerton now 2 of 6 on the year. And he makes it. A 3-0 game. The Yellow Jackets lead the Golden Tornadoes. 8:11 to go in the first quarter.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
You are fueled by the power and strength of the Lord. You are equipped with the armor of God, and nothing can thwart
this. This is a meal. We're talking a good food that makes you feel good meal. You feeling that? Now, meal this. A salad for the first time in a week meal. A catching up with your ex meal.
So, how's your mom?
Been there. Ooh, a scoring cool dad points meal.
Obviously.
Thank you. Do I spy an I need 5 minutes to myself meal? Whatever you're feeling, at Panera, it just meals good.
3-0 Waynesburg as the Yellow Jackets capitalize on the miscue by Geneva on special teams. Waynesburg on the season is 2-0 when the Yellow Jackets score first. When Waynesburg does not score first and the opposition is first on the board, they're 0-4. So a pretty good recipe, at least to start, for Waynesburg, Alex, as we'll now see Geneva's offense for the first time.
But that turnover just means so much for Waynesburg, just to get some sort of positive offensive drive. And even though it was technically 2 drives in 1, but you did see them start to get a little bit more confidence and actually move the ball a little bit more on the second half of that drive. And so sometimes when you start hot, it's easier to stay like that.
Christian Martin and Alan Rose are back to return it. And it's taken from the 15. Martin slips down at the 24. That's where the offense comes out onto the field, led by the leading passer in all of Division III football, Caleb Romano, the junior 6'3", 195-pound signal caller from Mount Dora, Florida. 2,093 yards, 19 touchdowns, but has also thrown 11 picks. Alex, he's a big play quarterback. There's no denying it, but there's also opportunities to force turnovers against them.
And it's been so exciting to watch this Geneva passing attack. And sometimes when you risk a lot, you get rewarded, but sometimes you can also fall pretty quickly.
Romano looks to throw on the first play, and he completes it to Junkie on the far side of the field for a solid gain of 7. He's forced out by Ewing Jamison.
And I could have told you that was the we were going to go to Caleb Romano on the very, very first play from scrimmage, and he just has so much presence in that pocket. If you give him a lot of time to sit back there, he's going to pick you apart.
They'll hand it to David Reed. Reed pushes his way forward for a first down. He's able to pick up 5. Tyler Curry on the stop. Reed has had a tough year. And Gino DeMarco was telling us how he's a little bit worried about Reed. He hasn't really been himself so far this year. And a big reason why is when you change your offensive scheme from being a triple option to an air raid passing attack, there's going to be some changes as Romano completes, but the ball comes out at the end as the move was made upfield from Tyson, and Waynesburg signaling that it has the football. The Yellow Jackets take advantage of another Geneva miscue. The second turnover of the day. John Stewart was there to help take it away for the Jackets. Instead, Tyson coughs it up.
Catch that was fumbled, recovered by the defense. First down, Waynesburg.
Roll to catch. Tyson moving upfield. It's forced out by Passmore and recovered by the Yellow Jackets at the 39-yard line. This game could not have started off better for Waynesburg.
And Austin, I was just about to tell you and speak about how great that pass was from Romano straight to Seth Tyson. Beautiful curl route, but it's just that relentless pursuit to the ball and just punching through that ball gives Waynesburg some more life. And, man, if you can turn over the ball this much, you're going to be very successful today.
And these are two teams that frequently turn the ball over. Geneva, -5 in the turnover department coming into today. They're now -7 on the year. And Hudson on play action, trying to take a shot downfield, looking for Trout on a dive. He's got it. Isaac Trout makes the catch inside the 10. And what a throw by Luke Hudson.
And also, I'm never going to complain about a throw and catch like that, but Tyler Richmond was wide open down the middle of the field in that deep post, and he just doesn't see him. And Tyler Richmond had a walk-in touchdown, but instead, Trout still makes something happen. A great play, great catch, but I mean, I hate to be a perfectionist, but you also got a wide open touchdown as well.
You think you're asking for a little bit too much there when you get a play that was made down to the 8?
Like I said, it's an awesome play, but it's good to see Hudson actually settling in, and he's able to lead his receiver. He has that big arm.
They give it to Shriver, and he falls down right at the 10. See, ends up losing 2 yards on 1st and goal. I'll call it a loss of a yard, but it seemed like Shriver just completely lost his footing, but that ball was right in front of Robert Mangino down on the sideline. Secure catch there.
Oh my goodness, I couldn't believe what I just saw. I mean, it happened within a couple of feet of me. He just laid out for it, grabbed it, got the ball, his hands underneath, and made a beautiful, spectacular catch.
Trout goes in motion towards the far side on 2nd and goal from the 10. 3 receivers on the far side. Hudson looks that way, delivers towards the end zone, incomplete. Gordon had the coverage, looking for Fields. So after the loss of a yard, complete pass sets up a position that Waynesburg has been a little bit familiar with in the early portion of this game, 3rd and long. Ball was catchable for Fields, but just off his hands.
Yeah, and that's a great location. That's what they were told to throw it, is in front of them and let them run underneath it, but just slightly out of Fields' grasp. But we kind of see the same thing happen over and over again. They're open, receivers are getting open. It's just, can you just finish the play and execute?
Isaac Trout ran over to the sideline, pretty confused with his hands
Timeout,
up, and
Waynesburg, they're first.
It results in a Waynesburg timeout, as it seemed like Trout, as he was running towards the 10-yard line, was confused on what the play call was and with the play clock rolling down a little bit. Yellow Jackets used their first. Here's another look at how Hudson was ultimately able to find Fields, or find Trout rather.
And then Trout just, that ball was easily 3 to 4 yards in front of him, and he just lays out for that. But he runs that wheel route very, very well and is able to get loose at the last second.
And that was the play to Fields. Ultimately had an opportunity, but ultimately couldn't bring it in. So 3rd and goal. Pass to the end zone. A lot of contact in the end zone, but no flag is thrown. He's trying to find Fields as Frazier had the coverage. And still a lot of looking around trying to determine why there was no flag thrown, at least from the Jackets' perspective, and it brings up 4th down.
And Isaiah Fields does the same route he just did on the last play and runs that corner to the back of the end zone. You can clearly see a ton of contact, but the official's just going to let him play it out and let him hand fight.
Pinkerton made a 22-yarder earlier. This is now a 27-yard attempt. Tommy Burke to hold. Pinkerton's kick gives Waynesburg a 6-0 lead. So the Yellow Jackets forced 2 turnovers, but the Geneva defense forces 2 field goals. 6-0 game at John F. Wiley Stadium.
Have a nice day, family.
What would they do without me?
Can someone fix my hair?
Must have cheesy eggs.
I can't find my keys.
No! Never!
Oh, I need some help.
I better get more life insurance.
You're irreplaceable, but a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide your family with the resources for a well-planned future. Visit gbu.org to get started.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here, we live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots and real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
For the Jackets to cheer about so far. 6-0, flanking the Geneva offense. For 1 drive, forcing a turnover on special teams as well. Geneva in the first quarter this year has now been outscored 56-14. So getting off to a fast start has not been in the repertoire for Geneva. It's taken from the 15. With some space to the 35 for Romano and the offense to operate.
And personally, I think for this Geneva offense, the game plan doesn't change, right? You're still running everything through Romano. And we talked about in pregame is over 2,000 yards through the air, and he leads the entire country at the Division III level for passing yards. And there's a reason why. And he has a great, tall, big presence in the pocket, and it's just, can his offensive line continue to protect him?
Romano with plenty of time takes a shot over the middle of the field. And the pass is caught by Baker. Baker breaks off a tackle, moves into Waynesburg territory, and is dragged down at the 47 for a first down.
And we highlighted Baker's just that guy for this group, and very senior-led wide receiving core with Seth Tyson, and you also have Jonke, and then now also Keaton Baker, just all making plays over the course of the field.
Romano steps up, delivers, incomplete, looking for Tyson. In between 2 separate defenders. You talk about Romano, Alex, leading D3, now over 2,100 passing yards, entering his 7th game. 19 touchdowns, tied for 2nd in all D3 football. If you add in the 4 rushing touchdowns, that's more than anyone this entire season in D3 football. Incomplete pass looking for Lax. Only has 1 catch on the season. He sets up 3rd down and 10.
And Waynesburg, this is where they got to get off the field. They've been getting turnovers. They've been doing a great job of setting up their offense in good field position. But they got to continue to do their job. Only 2 field goals, only up 6-0.
2 receivers near side, 2 far side. Reads the back. They fake it to him. And Romano under pressure. Delivers off his back foot. Open man's Tyson. He makes the catch and is dragged down at the 25-yard line. Willis is able to stop him, though. Great play, though, from Caleb Romano. Throws off his back foot and finds his senior target.
And Seth Tyson's just been his guy as well. And Seth Tyson really works that middle of the field and is able to get around the defenders.
Waynesburg, they're 2nd of the first half.
Waynesburg takes a timeout as Geneva working this up-tempo offense under Jason Wargo in his first year as the offensive coordinator, also the tight ends coach. It's his third stint at Geneva. And overall, it's been a big help to put Geneva in the position that it's been. Currently sitting tied for second in the PAC standings, 3-1 with Case Western Reserve University. W&J undefeated in PAC play at 3-0. It's a lot different when you look at the overall landscape of records, as the Presidents are 3-2, the Spartans are 3-2-1, Geneva is 3-3, Waynesburg sitting at 2-4 is an even 2-2 in conference play. Bethany and Teal, the lone teams that do not have a conference victory so far, includes Hiram, who has won its first conference game of the year earlier this season. Geneva defeated Teal 51-38 last week. Grove City defeated Waynesburg 24-14. First and 10 at the 24. They give it to Reed. Off right tackle. He's stopped in the backfield. It's a loss of a yard. Ewing Jamison led the pursuit and didn't allow Reed any space.
And David Reed is someone that you just have to continue to give the ball to, and just hoping that the running game is going to show you something, because the amount of times they throw that ball, they should be able to hand the football off and get a couple yards just to keep the defense honest.
Romano with time, looking to the end zone for Krumbacher, incomplete. Just overthrew him. Marcus Crum Jr. was with him step per step. It sets up third down, and talking to Dr. Cornelius Coleman before the game, he mentioned that Grove City game, how they did end up losing 24-14, but Waynesburg was ahead in pretty much every statistical category against a Grove City team, back-to-back PAC champs, and has a win in the D3 playoffs 2 years ago. Quick pass incomplete for Baker, read all the way by the Yellow Jackets. There was no chance for that play to materialize as Passmore was there to help break it up, and it brings up fourth down with the offense remaining on the field.
And here comes the special teams unit now to relieve Caleb Romano in the offense. And with Waynesburg not able to finish with touchdowns in the red zone over the last two drives, kicking the field goal is still not the worst opportunity.
This is a 42-yard attempt for Ryan Reitler. He attempted a 42-yarder against Grove City, but missed it. He's 1 of 2 on field goals this year. His long is 23. The left-footed kicker's kick is up, and it is good. Reitler knocks it in from 42 yards. They get a field goal back. It's been 3 field goals so far in the matchup. 6-3, Jackets still lead. How about Reitler on this kick? Able to knock it through right down the middle.
You don't see many lefty kickers anymore, Austin, and it kind of changes things when you do have a left-footed kicker, because the holder has to hold the opposite side. And then usually you put the better blockers on the side of the kicker that they're kicking with, their foot that they're kicking with. And so everything kind of just flips. And sometimes that's a good thing, sometimes not so great.
So for two offenses that have been in different directions over the last few weeks, 25 points for Waynesburg in the last 2 conference games, both losses. Geneva last week put up 51. Start out with field goals on either side. It's a Geneva offense that averages at 28 points per game. And you would think that putting up 51 points against Teal and winning 51-38 would make Gino DeMarco happy. It did not. Gino said that it was a miserable day with that many points, just saying that it wasn't a pretty 51-point production. A lot of miscues on the defensive side of the ball. And a touchback taking the ball out to the 25 for the Jackets. Gino DeMarco, a very hard man to please.
Hey, Coach DeMarco.
But when you do, you get a really nice smile out of him.
And Coach DeMarco has been awesome, and to talk with him over the course of these couple of weeks, we've done a lot of Geneva games in the recent past, but he's really changed the identity of this program, and that really is not an easy thing to do. And he's coached for over 30 years, doing the same offense, running the triple option, and then his final farewell season, he's just going to change everything. And he's got the quarterback to back it up. They're throwing the ball a lot more, and it's a lot more fun to watch here for Geneva College.
It's hard to believe that Geneva can have that type of offensive renaissance in DeMarco's final year, but they changed it up. Similar personnel, bringing a new offensive coordinator. Driver rushes for just a yard as Payne Brereton makes the tackle at the 26 after just a 1-yard gain.
And Coach DeMarco is really big on, he wants to lead the program better than he found it. And right now he's really trying to keep up with the times and help whatever coach is going to relieve him in a better situation than what he's leaving it as.
33 years, and there have been rumors that he wants to join us in the booth next year. That could be pretty exciting. On 2nd down and 9. Sets up a screen to Trout. Running room does not materialize for him, though, as he only picks up a yard to the 27 as Brereton was out there to help make the tackle. A defensive tackle sniffing out the screen pass to set up 3rd and long.
And so what this screen pass does is trying to keep that pass rush honest and not just have them fly up the field and getting toward your quarterback, but instead the screen kind of uses their momentum against them and tries to get underneath them. But right there, Geneva just not fooled and able to corral and to make the tackle.
Empty backfield for Hudson on 3rd and 8. 3 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Needing the 35. Hudson under pressure, steps up, rolls out near side, looks downfield, trying to find Fields, comes back to the football, but he's out of bounds, incomplete. Was not able to get a foot in as Hutcherson had the coverage and forces 4th down. The Jackets go 3 and out.
And Hudson does a great job of navigating the pocket, gets pulled out from inside the pocket and has to scramble right, but then he looks like he wants to take off and instead tries to find something down the field. And Fields makes a great catch, just unfortunately not in the field of play.
So drive stalls for Waynesburg. It's the second time we've seen the Jackets need to punt. It's a low kick that Baker will let bounce right around midfield. And a plethora of Jackets will down it down at the 47. So very favorable field position for Geneva to take over. Golden Tornadoes this season have scored 189 points on offense in their first 6 games. That's the most since 2013. And it's been an offensive renaissance with Caleb Romano leading the team from a triple option to an air raid attack.
And also, it just makes sense with the personnel that you have, with all these receivers and especially at quarterback.
Romano on a quick throw, delivers it to Tyson with blocking in front of him. Gets into Waynesburg territory, bounces off of one tackler. And he makes it to the 46. A gain of 6 as Tyler Curry makes the tackle, but how about Tyson, senior from Westby, Maryland, bouncing off of defenders. He now has over 50 catches on the year.
And this is just another extension of their run game. Those quick, short passes, get the ball out of Romano's hands and just let these senior receivers do what they can do.
On 2nd and 4, Romano has time, delivers to Reed out of the backfield. Reed breaks off one tackler past the 40, 35, still going and lowers the shoulder down to the 33. David Reed with a productive play out of the backfield. Marcus Crum helps make the stop, but it took a couple of defenders to finally bring him down.
And that's the kind of player that David Reed is. Once he gets that football, it is very, very hard to put him down.
Quick pass for Romano out of the backfield. Tyson taken out of bounds.
And they're really getting the ball out quick. They're also running a lot of plays right now, getting up-tempo, trying to make sure that Waynesburg is tired. They're not able to sub as quickly because they're running so many plays in such a short amount of time.
2 near side, 2 far side for Romano. Looking to the far side, now steps up under pressure, trying to get out of it. Romano to the near side, throws out of bounds, incomplete. Krumbacher was the intended target, but Caleb Romano trying to escape out of the pocket.
And this is great pocket awareness from Romano. Steps up, doesn't see anything, goes to his right, sees a lot of yellow jacket defenders, and then pivots all the way back around and tries to find his comeback route, but just not able to put on target.
3rd down and 5, inside a minute in the first quarter. Romano all day to throw, delivers over the middle, and it's caught. A whole hive of Jackets were there but not before Keaton Baker made the reception inside the 15.
And Baker runs this little inside route and jumps up, and he knows he's going to get hit and able to pull it down.
Romano rolls near side, throws to the end zone. It's off the hands of Tyson at the 2. There is a flag in the end zone, though, as Baker was taken down. Michael Jarasinski, our ref.
Holding defense number 13. Half a distance to the goal, automatic first down.
Rolls defensive holding to make it 1st and goal. The penalty goes on Passmore. Pistol formation for Romano, reads the back, whistles first though. As Cornelius Coleman was running down the sideline to call timeout.
3rd and final timeout, Waynesburg.
That's something new.
Not often that you see all 3 of your timeouts in the first half used all in the first quarter.
And the first quarter is not done yet.
And with 25 and a half seconds left, we send it down to the sideline in Mangino.
It's a beautiful day here in Waynesburg. Nice breeze, but the sun is just so intense. The fans bringing out umbrellas. In fact, there was one family, they even brought a tent to the game. The band over on the other side, they actually had their sheet music holders up high in order to give them a little bit of shade. The sun intense in Waynesburg today. You can imagine how hot it is on the field where it's always about 10 degrees warmer.
But Mangino, on the 3rd Saturday in October, we could be having snow. It could be 40 degrees. I mean, I'll take it. I mean, obviously, maybe not the best conditions on the field, but I think ultimately I prefer this rather than it freezing. As Romano tries to set up a screen, it's incomplete. Looking for Tyson. Also in the area was Jonke. And Romano was looking for a flag. Nothing called, though. Put up 2nd and goal. I think they were looking for something on Polynice. Officials thought otherwise.
And it seemed like he had a lot of options, and Romano's trying to get to Tyson. Seems like there's a lot of overlap, not a lot of spacing there with the receivers, and lets Waynesburg defenders play both.
Romano to the end zone, open man, touchdown, but a flag comes in. As it was completed to Tyson, could this be a pick play? Tyson was wide open in the end zone with no one around him.
Pass interference, offense number 4.
And that's why.
15-yard penalty, replay, 2nd down.
Dane Jonke not having the best day so far for the sophomore from Newcastle. Guilty of the penalty.
And this is just such a tough scheme here because you run crossing routes. 2 different receivers coming and crossing over the middle of the field. And unless you make that contact look incidental, they're going to call that flag every single time.
It backs the ball up to the 21. It's 2nd and goal. Romano with time, delivers off his back foot. Open man, incomplete for Jonke. So after committing the penalty, Jonke was open, got past the secondary for Waynesburg, the last line of defense, watches the ball sail out of the end zone.
And that's another overlapping of receivers. And Jonke able to get free for a second, but just not on target. Both quarterbacks today really struggling to find their receivers in the red zone.
3rd and goal at the 21. Romano, plenty of time. Delivers into triple coverage, and it's broken up. Marcus Mitchell was able to get a hand on it, intended for Luke Krumbacher. The drive stalls, then another field goal attempt for the Golden Tornadoes is upcoming.
And that's just not a good read by Caleb Romano. Tries to throw it in to triple coverage, like you said, but also you have Seth Tyson run a wheel route one-on-one towards the sideline, but just not able to connect. And a really dangerous throw, but once again able to tie it up with a field goal.
Ryan Reitler will attempt a 38-yard field goal. Keaton Baker to hold. Whistles before the snap.
Snap infraction, offense number 79. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
A snap infraction that's called against the Golden Tornadoes. Brian Birchfield called for the snap infraction that will back it up now to a 43-yard kick. Reitler just made a 42-yarder. He's attempted 2 42-yarders this year. He's 1 of 2 on those attempts. This for a season long of 43. Good snap, good hold. Reitler, the left-footed kicker's attempt is up. And once again, it's good. Ryan Reitler ties the game at 6, and through 1 quarter of play, 4 field goals are on the board from Waynesburg.
Complicated payment processing slowing you down? Tired of the same old event management system? Wishing your donation campaigns could run themselves? We can help. Whether you're with a corporation, EMS agency, fire department, school, or small business, eServices Payment Technology has something for you. What started as a top-notch payment processing system has turned into a digital phenomenon. Digital payments, membership management, fund drive optimization, marketing consulting, and reserved seating. Yes, schools, I'm talking to you. If you have a payment, we have a simplified process. Visit eservicesstack.com today to organize your organization.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
Growth is a journey. We all know this. It's something to experience, something that needs meaningful connections. In today's world, having a space for learning, discovery, and personal growth is essential. This is what we love about Waynesburg. We've discovered growth goes beyond the degree you've earned. You too will soon discover there isn't a better place.
When news breaks, KDKA is ready at a moment's notice, wherever the story takes us.
This is what we're looking at on the south side. It's the Birmingham Bridge, East Carson Street. Got a roof off of a building.
Breaking down what's happening in your community.
Vehicles stuck near Myersdale, Somerset County. The mayor here tells me this is some of the worst flooding he has ever seen.
Giving you the most accurate, up-to-the-minute information.
But let me give you a look at the car that he was driving.
KDKA TV, your home for breaking news.
To the second quarter we go, and the Yellow Jackets to receive the ball in a tie game, 6-6, 2 field goals apiece through the first quarter. It's a line drive kick that bounces at the 20 and is picked up at the 17, but dumped down at the 21 for the start of the drive. Through the first quarter of play, 70 yards through the air for Luke Hudson. We really have not seen much of a running game materialize on both sides. Geneva, just 2 rushes for 4 yards, 23 yards on the ground for Waynesburg on 9 carries. And Cornelius Coleman said to us this week that he believes that he has one of the deepest running back rooms in not just the PAC, but all of Division III football. And despite not having Zane Colley, all PAC player from last year, he's confident in Stryver. And that's a run that will prove it. Stryver lowers the shoulder and picks up a first down. He gains 10 on first down. Now they'll give him 11 of the 32.
And Stryver's just really been that catalyst for this offense so far. And the most important thing from that first quarter is the time of possession. And Waynesburg controlled that clock so much with over 10 minutes of possession. And if they can do that and keep the ball away from Geneva, you can already tell that they're going to keep themselves in this game.
Najee Nakoma-Say made the tackle. First and 10 at the 32. Hudson to throw, taking a shot downfield for Richmond, and it's incomplete. Just overthrew him by about a yard. Jalen Duckett step for step with him, though, to force the incompletion.
And we've really seen Duckett kind of emerge as a top corner for this Geneva defense. And Richmond able to get a little bit of separation, and Hudson's going to deliver that football, but Duckett's step for step with him as soon as he got that initial separation.
And we were talking about Ancoma Say, the corner. An injury to Blaze Hargrove, an outside corner. He's not in the starting lineup. Dane Junkie, the wide receiver, also playing some defensive back, as Hudson on the same play looks for Trout this time, but it's incomplete. And again, it was Duckett on the coverage right around the same area. Alex, it looks like the same exact play, but just for a different intended target.
And it's because they're getting the separation, and Hudson's able to get the ball there. It's just slightly off target, but it seems like the Waynesburg offensive line is doing a great job of giving Hudson some time and giving him the ability to throw the football. And Coach Coleman is really putting his faith in Hudson and just letting it see what plays out if he goes deep.
Yeah, but the ball was severely underthrown by Hudson as Trout had to try to come back to it. In that situation, you hope you can materialize a penalty if you're Waynesburg, but the ball was just way too underthrown for that to happen as well. As Hudson on a deep drop back, has time, delivers into triple coverage, it's incomplete. He was trying to find Elijah Jackson, first target for Jackson, but Noah Hutcherson helped to bring it up. Tight window for Jackson there. A decent ball from Hudson, but too many defenders in the area.
And they see that ball thrown really, really high and deep. But watch Geneva's secondary just collapse in on the intended target and just able to force that breakup. But sometimes you got to leave your receiver and just play the ball, and that's what happened there.
And Jackson had it slightly in his hands, but Hutcherson and Duckett helped to knock it away, so the Jackets will punt. Bradley gets it away. Fair catch called for by Baker at the 35. Geneva looking for a win today to give it its best PAC start since joining the conference back in 2011. We talk about Baker and the success that he's had. A big reason why, his connection with Romano, but also it's helped out by the fact that you have Seth Tyson, Luke Crumbacher, and Dane Junkie, 4 targets that Gino DeMarco and Caleb Romano can rely on that are constantly out onto the field. They rarely use tight ends in the formation. As the handoff is given to Christian Martin running wide. Martin steps out of bounds at the 42. He's able to gain 7. Marcus Crum helps force him out.
And with David Reed's struggles, Christian Martin has been the next man to really relieve him. And he's a little bit of a different back than David Reed. Is a little bit quicker on the outside. He really extends their offense.
Romano looking deep for Baker. It's overthrown. That's been the theme of this game. There's been slight separation by the wide receivers against defensive backs on both sides. Quarterbacks have not been able to connect on the big shot.
And it's been both sides. It's Waynesburg with Hudson and now Geneva with Romano, just not able to find their targets.
They give it to Martin in the pistol, but a flag is thrown at the snap on 3rd and 3.
Snap infraction, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
That's 2 snap infractions on Geneva in the game. Camden Gilman, the center. Junior from Gambrels, Maryland. One called for it, so it moves the ball now to the 37 for 3rd and 8. Martin remains the back. He stands to the left of Romano, 2 far side, 2 near side. Waynesburg brings a corner blitz. Romano dumps it off, and the pass is incomplete. Jonky had it go right through his hands. Polynice had the coverage, but 4th down forces the punting unit onto the field.
Just not able to get anything going. Romano actually finds his intended target, just hits off the face mask. Just right now, just offensively struggling on both sides so far.
And it's been a tough day for Jonky. He came in to today with 25 catches, 205 yards. Pressure on the punt. But Baker is able to get it away, and Crum calls for a fair catch at the 31 with 13:08 remaining in the second quarter of play. Waynesburg receives the football back in a tie game.
now is the time. Today is the day for us to strike out and move forward in confidence and faith.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
20, 15, 10, lock in, touchdown. High pass is caught. He's got it. What a play, and it's a foot race.
Thanks for fixing the door.
I was nervous about that lock.
To your family, you are more than just your income.
What would she do without me? She'd probably have to marry our next door neighbor, Todd.
Well, Todd, I have no feelings for you whatsoever, but I'm going to have to say I do. I can't afford a handyman.
Gotta get some life insurance.
Although you're irreplaceable, a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide the financial security your family needs for a secure future. To get started, visit gbu.org.
Waynesburg's drive begins at the 31-yard line. It's been all Luke Hudson, the sophomore quarterback for the Jackets today. Tommy Burke, the senior backup from Leechburg High School, has played this year, but he's not entered the game. That's just on a bad snap that's still loose on the field, and it's picked up. Hutcherson takes it inside the 15. A bad snap by the Jackets that's picked up for Noah Hutcherson to set up a great starting spot for the Geneva offense. Well, there's a player down at the 10-yard line.
For an injured defensive player.
And it is Hutcherson that's currently favoring his right leg.
And we're going to see just a bad snap. Just rolls on the ground and then gets kicked towards Hutcherson, who just picks it up. And a very awkward landing there for Hutcherson.
And Alex, I think the snap hit the pulling guard in the leg that ultimately forced that to be the case on the bad snap that was never able to get back. As Hutcherson is being attended to and now helped up and able to walk off under his own power, but it looked like there was nothing but open turf for Hutcherson once he picked up the football, but was tackled down at the 12. That's where Romano and the offense takes over. We've seen turnovers on both sides.
And that's just been the difference of this game. But can the offenses actually capitalize on the opportunities that they're given? And this is prime real estate here for Caleb Romano and the Geneva offense.
And one thing that Waynesburg has harped on in preparation for the game is winning in the trenches and opportunities to be able to take advantage of an offensive line that went from a triple option to now in a different stance with Romano looking to the end zone. Open man, it's caught. Touchdown, Keaton Baker. Geneva takes advantage one play after the fumble recovery for Hutcherson on a 12-yard score to take the lead.
This is a great play design by Geneva, getting Caleb Romano on the run and throws the ball slightly behind Keaton Baker, but Keaton Baker making a nice sliding grab.
And Baker beat Marcus Crum Jr. on the route to the pylon. Reitler on to attempt the extra point. First touchdown of the game, and the extra point added on makes it 13-7. Geneva takes the advantage, and Alex, a lot to look at on that play and how it materialized for Romano. Just took one snap to ultimately allow Geneva to score.
And we're looking at Keaton Baker here, and he's going to run that post, but what he's going to do is he's going to break it out almost into the corner. And if you let that play, you're going to see him make his move inside, and he's going to move back out to the pylon and just beat his defender towards that sideline.
It's the 9th touchdown of the season for Keaton Baker. That leads the team, and coming in, he was second in all Division III in receiving touchdowns, so add another onto his tally. And continuing to pile on the offensive numbers for Romano and Baker. Romano now with 20 touchdown passes this year to counteract the 11 interceptions. He's thrown for over 2,100 yards. With return by Waynesburg, past the 30, and Trout is dragged down at the 40. Isaac Trout, good starting field position. It took Baker, the kicker, to bring him down.
And Austin, back to what you talked about with Caleb Romano throwing for over 2,100 yards now. Almost at the halfway point of the season. Some quarterbacks don't even throw that an entire season.
Right.
And he's already done that through the halfway point. And right now there is no signs of slowing down with the talented receiver group that he has around him. And like you said, they're confident. And Coach DeMarco is confident in those receivers. And Caleb Romano is also confident in his receivers. And with how much they throw the ball, they've really sped up their chemistry that they've built together.
1st and 10 for the Jackets as they hand it off to Shriver. Trying to get wide. Shriver is upended at the 40. And Comasay on the tackle after just a gain of 1.
Shriver has been getting the ball a lot on 1st down. And usually he's gotten those positive plays, but this time Geneva's not fooled. They know they're going to go right back to their own running back. And just good tackling so far from Geneva.
Offense that averages 23 points per game and puts up about 340 yards overall. With Hudson in an empty backfield, trips receivers far side. Hudson looks that way and tries to set up a screen. Pass is caught but taken out of bounds immediately. Great tackle made by Ciriello to blow it up as there was just nothing there for Shriver. He tried a quick play to the back right near the Waynesburg sideline, but just had no room.
The Ciriello, the best way to break up that type of screen pass is just to push your offensive blocker that's in front of you into where the ball's going to go. And Ciriello does a great job of pushing that block into the receiver and just giving him no space to breathe.
It ends up losing 5. It's 3rd and 14 at the 36. Empty backfield again for Hudson. 2 receivers far side, 3 the near side. Ball on the far side hash. Hudson with plenty of time, steps up, delivers deep downfield for Fields. He's got it! Fields still going inside the 25, is finally brought down. Isaiah Fields high points the football with 2 defenders around him.
And Isaiah Fields is just tired of getting that ball thrown over his head. But instead, he just goes up and he grabs it. And he high points that football, athletic, able to slow down his momentum going forward, able to push his body weight going vertical, makes a great catch. And also makes it tough on these Geneva defenders to actually bring him down.
Hutcherson and Frazier brought him down, but it took a couple extra seconds and a lot more fighting for Fields to finally be brought down. First and 10 for Hudson. They give it to Shriver. And Shriver's able to gain a yard. Ran into Payne Brereton and Reed Gordon. And a man is down for the Yellow Jackets.
Officials timeout for an injured offensive player.
And it's Corey Ansel, the center from Mount Pleasant High School, a senior, 6'2", 315-pound offensive lineman. That's currently being attended to. In a 13-6 game for Geneva. We'll step aside with 10-11 remaining in the half.
If you need insurance, you need an agency that's sharp. The Sharp Insurance Agency is an independent agency and distinguish themselves by providing face-to-face customer service and reviewing coverage to provide the best possible value for their clients.
Hi, I'm Mike Sharp. Lean on my years of experience in the Pittsburgh area to find you the best insurance coverage, because when insurance companies compete, you win.
The Sharp Insurance Agency. Contact us today to have your personal or business insurance professionally reviewed.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. with a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
So Corey Ansel able to walk over to the sideline under his own power with a tad bit of assistance. The trainer is standing right next to him. It's Patrick Barber, the backup center, enters for 2nd and 9 at the 22. Shotgun for Hudson. Man in motion towards the near side. They throw it to him, but can't make the catch. Elijah Jackson not able to grab it in, and is ruled an incomplete pass as Dagan Williams fell on top of it just in case it was ruled a backward lateral.
Isaiah Jackson, that little bubble screen, and he initially catches the ball, but his eyes just kind of take his attention off the ball just enough to cause an incompletion.
Jackson, 11 catches, 162 yards, and 2 scores. The sophomore from Morgantown, West Virginia, entering action, but 2 incomplete passes to him so far from Hudson. He looks to try to convert on 3rd and 9. They fake it to Shriver. Hudson with time, delivers to the end zone, has Jackson, he's got it! Elijah Jackson makes the catch, spins the football, and celebrates the score. He beat Frazier in the end zone, and Jackson sets it up to tie it up once again.
And Jackson just completely disregards that drop on the last play and just goes up over his defender. And that's just a great ability to high point the football, get your body in front of the defender, and get those feet down.
6th touchdown pass of the year for Luke Hudson, the 3rd to Elijah Jackson. As Pinkerton's extra point sails through and into the nearby parking lot. In a 13-13 game, 9:42 remains. And this one materialized pretty cleanly for Waynesburg to find Jackson.
And right now they're going to have Isaiah Fields run this bubble screen, and then they're going to have Trout run this over the course of the middle of the field. But what we're looking at in particular is Jackson's going to run that deep corner, and then once you play this, you'll see all of this actually formulate into Jackson being wide open, able to beat his defender one-on-one. An even better throw by Hudson.
Put it in a place where only his guy could go get it. It's an offense that has 20 seniors on it. Of the 23 seniors on the Yellow Jackets football team this year, 20 of them are on the offensive side of the ball. And Coach Coleman said they're a good offensive group, just a good group of young men that have helped to grow this program. And that's a main message in a lot of the campaigns for Waynesburg, grow. And that's one thing that he told us it takes some time to be able to build a program. In his 4th season, told us that it probably takes about 4, 5, 6 years to really be able to establish your culture, put it all together. Results are not going to be immediate.
Well, and what's important to highlight is this is his first senior class where he's worked with them since freshman, and this is his first full recruiting class from freshman, sophomore, junior, and now as seniors. And then now you have a consistent message across the board, and these seniors have grown throughout this program with Coach Coleman, and now this is where you start to see the fruits of those early struggles start to perspire for you.
And 4 receivers have over 100 yards this year as the ball falls off the tee. And we'll do it again as there is a little bit of a breeze blowing right to left and to our backs as well. So the kickoff will be held. To get it away off the foot of Drew Pinkerton, the junior. Off the hands and now taken by Rouse. He's able to break away and get to the 22. The pile will move him forward towards the 23-yard line as Polynice helps to make the tackle along with multiple other Yellow Jackets. It could have been a lot worse. As the freshman had to go right through his hands, but had to pick it up. That's a live football. Didn't reach the end zone either. Able to salvage it a little bit. Ball placed at the 22 for Romano in the offense. Tight formation for Romano on first down. There's a quick pass to Tyson. And Tyson can't break away. Dragged down right at the line of scrimmage. Dacius Passmore. Been around the football throughout the entirety of the game.
And that's how you really stop this short throws and basically an extension of the run game for Geneva is you got to tackle. And you got to meet the receiver before he has way too much space to actually work with. And right now, Waynesburg doing a great job of stopping that.
On second down, Romano looks near side, throws that way. Pass is caught by Baker, but it's now out of his hands, incomplete. It was knocked down by Keith Wright. Just when you thought that the sure-handed Baker would make the grab, Wright was able to knock it right through. Inside 9 minutes left in the half. 3rd and 10. Golden Tornadoes trying to avoid 3 and out, but Romano under pressure is sacked. They brought Polynice on a corner blitz to bring down Romano in the backfield, and the Golden Tornadoes do indeed go 3 and out.
And we saw in that first quarter, Caleb Romano had a ton of time to throw that football. But now Coach Coleman getting a little creative here on the defensive side and able to send pressure from the secondary. But what's important when you send secondary pressure is you got to make sure you get home where people are going to be wide open down the field.
Polynice was there. There was also pressure up the middle. Great job by Waynesburg to be able to force it for Baker to have to punt from his own end zone. Good snap. Baker is able to get it away with some pressure. It's a low kick. There is a flag thrown in the end zone. As the ball bounces, Crum will just let it die at the 48, but we'll see what the penalty is. Is it a 5-yarder? Is it a 15-yarder? It was 4th and 17. And Gino DeMarco just kind of
running into the kicker, receiving team number 4. That penalty is declined. First down, Waynesburg.
Yeah, on the 5-yard penalty, DeMarco was just kind of brushing his hand off to the side and saying decline the penalty, 5 yards, doesn't matter. They'll play field position at the 43-yard line, rather, is where the ball died. As the scores around the PAC at halftime, Washington and Jefferson leading St. Vincent in a 35-10 game. Westminster all over Teal, 27-6. Good one at Bethany, just down the road. Hiram 19-7, currently leading against the Bison. Grove City and Allegheny will play later today at 4. Shriver on the carry. Brought down after a gain of 7. Cody Patterson upended him at the 36. And a good start for Waynesburg, beginning in Geneva territory and a productive carry.
And Shriver just looks like he was shot out of a cannon as soon as he got that football. And he got almost 6 yards before he was even touched. That's a great tackle as well. But Shriver's kind of the guy you need to keep going to. You're getting close to field goal range, but you need another first down.
Shriver has been the bell cow today. Now over 400 yards on the season. In the pistol on second down with Hudson. He gets the carry. Nowhere to go this time. Immediately broken up by Ryshawn Johnson. Johnson just broke through to the backfield to force a loss of 4.
And that's exactly what you do to respond to Shriver getting that first carry on first down, getting a ton of yardage, but this time just not giving him any sort of breathing room. And Johnson comes in pursuit from the backside and really shuts off that cutback lane.
It's 3rd down and 7. Ball spotted at the 40. Hudson with 2 backs in the backfield with him, both to his right. Has time, delivers on a screen, Brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Nothing emerged for Dagan Williams. Reed Gordon in there to help make the tackle. Colton Hill as well on the pressure. And after gaining nothing on third down, the punting unit appears to be coming on for Waynesburg.
You can't say enough about Reed Gordon, the linebacker for Geneva, just senior through the program, 6 foot 210. He's really anchored the center of that defense for a very, very long time, and Geneva's had their struggles on defense for very, very large amounts of time as well, but Reed Gordon has always been that consistent piece for them.
Yeah, with the offense having success this year, it's really been the defense that Gino DeMarco has called on to be better, play better, find some more consistency, as Baker will let it bounce into the end zone for a touchback. So Geneva will take over at the 20-yard line. Waynesburg leads the all-time series in the matchup, 47, 37, and 4. Do you think Gino DeMarco was a part of the first game of the series? You'd probably be mad if you heard me say that. You know what the problem is? He's going to go back and watch the game and probably send me a message that he's upset about that.
Yeah, I can see that.
I'll apologize in advance. Geneva won last year's matchup 33-6. But if you talk to Gino DeMarco, what an infectious personality. Just an all-around great person, faith-based person that just is everything that amounts to the faith-based community at Geneva. As Romano on a broken play just takes it himself as looked like he was going to hand it off to Martin, who ran the opposite way. Handoff went to the right, Martin went to the left, and it only gains 2 yards as he ran into Ishak Adam. Make it 2nd and 8, but
definitely some miscommunication, but we actually talked to Coach DeMarco, and he said that Kalo's been able to actually extend plays just because of what he learned last year with the triple option, and just knows he should just tuck it and run.
Romano pass to the near side. Junkie is able to make the catch before stepping out of bounds. There is a flag in the backfield, though, as Brody Markle's helmet came off, the right tackle.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense number 0.
And that's why.
15 yards away out of the end of the run, automatic first down.
Ewing Jamison, the junior from Jefferson Morgan.
His helmet came off due to foul.
He's the one that knocked the helmet off, and Markle stays in because of the penalty, doesn't have to step out for one play. So the completion and the penalty moves the ball to the 43. Yonke able to get 1 foot in, and saw at the top of the screen there, Markle's helmet coming off. Markle's the back with Romano. 3 receivers to the near side. Ball on the near side hash. Martin now will go to the left of Romano. They line up Krumbacher as the receiver to the far side. Romano to the sideline. Catches made by Baker. Was able to get his left foot in with his right foot in the air at the 45 to move the chains and into Waynesburg territory.
Yeah, this is where Geneva's offense just seems the most comfortable, when they have a fresh set of downs and they're able to just make plays happen. And Baker does a great job getting that 1 foot down, leaning over, and still able to corral the football.
Romano looking towards Baker, who's dragged down, and a flag comes in. The ball was intercepted. It's going to come back on pass interference, but Polynice still running inside the 45 as another flag comes in at the very end of the play. So right off the snap, Baker beat Affini, the defensive back wearing 15 for the Jackets, and just immediately grabbed Baker's jersey and dragged him. So see what the second penalty is and how it's sorted out with the field position.
And it's kind of surprising that they went right to the hold whenever Baker got the step and had some separation, because there was some safety help coming over the top, and that's what you saw from the interception, but we'll see what the officials have to say.
There are 2 fouls, both by the defense. Pass interference, defense number 15. That's a 15-yard penalty. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, Waynesburg, number 3. That's also a 15-yard penalty. First down, Geneva.
So it ends up being 30 total yards of penalties as Affini is called for pass interference. John Stewart called for the personal foul after the play, and that's what makes it the 30-yard difference, Alex, they'll spot the ball at the 15-yard line of the Yellow Jackets.
And that's kind of what was going to happen if Baker caught that football, because he had a lot of separation. But that's just those extra penalties, those unnecessary roughness penalties that really can destroy your confidence as a defense when you're looking to get a stop.
Romano fakes the handoff, rolls out far side. Looking to the sideline, and the pass is cut by Krumbacher. Just shy of a first down. He steps out at the 8. Krumbacher, Tyson, Jonke, and Baker. The 4 wide receivers in the pattern that Geneva will deploy. In the pistol for Romano. They give it on the carry. Christian Martin towards the goal line, and he's down at the 2. It sets up 1st and goal.
And they're going to go quick once again. They have everything they want working offensively through the pass game. And Martin's now in as running back. And I'm surprised they haven't put David Reed in for this particular scenario.
1st and goal, they go to Martin. He's dragged down right at the line of scrimmage. Tyler Curry saved a touchdown on the last play. And he saves a positive gain on this one, as they now will bring David Reed into the backfield. Martin will come off. Tyson also comes out. They're going with a much more bigger formation. And Colton Hill, the defensive lineman, is also out there on the field as well. Number 99. Now some confusion as there's a player down for Waynesburg right at the goal line. Gino DeMarco not happy about something as he runs off the sideline.
A member of the defense went down for injury after the ball was spotted. By rule, that's a charge timeout. Since Waynesburg does not have any remaining in the first half, it's a delay of game against the defense, half the distance, redo the down.
So the defensive player that is now being attended to on the field, as you heard there from Michael Jarzynski, went down after the ball was snapped, and that's why Gino DeMarco was so visibly upset, knowing that that was basically trying to force a stoppage of play because Waynesburg did not have the personnel that it wanted out there. They have no timeouts. It's a delay of game. They'll move the ball from the 2 to the 1. All sorted out.
And Austin, right before that delay of game happened, I'm looking at the personnel that comes out on the field, and it kind of looked like Geneva wanted to go into triple option formation.
It did.
And I would not be shocked if Coach DeMarco rolls out the triple option once again, in particular for this scenario.
Alexander Paulson is the player being attended to on the field. So here's another look at it, as they brought on the big formation, and a player was running off the field for Waynesburg, and then ultimately Paulson just kind of goes down and sits down right at the goal line.
And the official made sure to notice that it was after the ball was spotted. So once that ball is spotted and a player goes down, that's where the delay of game comes into play.
So Romano will go under center. Gino DeMarco did say that there is a component of the triple option that is still left. Will we see it here? They give it to Reed. Reed will walk into the end zone. The triple option returns. And David Reed carries it in from a yard out. Geneva retakes the lead.
And while that wasn't necessarily triple option, it definitely looked very similar. And Reed's very comfortable in that back position. Just gets that football, but barely even touched.
David Reed scores his 2nd touchdown of the year. Was the main feature of the triple option with Romano last year. And the B-back roll, as Reitler's extra point is through. It's a 20-13 game. 2:38 remaining for Waynesburg. The 2-minute timeout remains, but no timeouts still at the hands of the Jackets. They've used 4 in the half, technically. The delay of game putting the ball at the 1-yard line and having Geneva run the bigger formation to end up resulting.
Once there's all those
game.
miscues on offense and defense in the first quarter and you use all those timeouts, eventually it's going to catch up to you. And
right.
We really noticed it on that play specifically where the delay of game happens because you don't have any timeouts. And Geneva still with 2 of their own. But Waynesburg really needs to put together a big drive here with Still the 2-minute timeout still to play. But it's been really, really tough for Waynesburg's defense to keep up with Geneva through the pass game.
And Geneva, defensively, we're going to try to make a stop against a Jackets team that, when they go into the break, depending on what the score is, at the defining moment on how the rest of the game will ultimately play out. Waynesburg has won every game it's led at the half and has lost every game it's trailed at halftime, as the ball bounces a couple of times before it's finally picked up by Trout. Trout, with not much running room, is brought down at the 15. Good job from the Golden Tornadoes on that kick from Baker to have it hop a couple of times. It's kind of one of those poison kicks you see now with the new rules in the NFL, where you kick a low line drive, make the returner pick it up, and ultimately can result in poor field position like that.
And usually when you kick that ball lower to the ground, you don't give the return team a chance to set up their blocks and really get in the positions that they want to block for the returner. So it kind of throws off a lot of the timing, and you might be sacrificing some yards, but you're just making sure that they don't get that big play potential of that return.
Empty backfield on first down. Hudson has time. Pass over the middle is off the hands and incomplete to Jackson. Second down, as Jackson had a chance to bring it in, but we've seen a couple of high passes from Hudson. Still think that might be catchable with Siriello on the coverage.
And Waynesburg kind of in a weird position because, yes, you want to go down the field and score, but also you want to make sure Geneva doesn't get the ball back before this half ends. And you kind of feel it out on the first play, but when you throw an incompletion, the clock already stops anyway.
Driver the back on second down with 3 receivers to the far side. Driver on the carry. Pile moves forward past the 20 to the 22. He's able to gain 7, and the clock continues to roll. Could be the final play before the 2-minute timeout. As Waynesburg will start walking over to the sideline and discuss what it wants to run on 3rd and 3. No timeouts remaining. Geneva does have 2. As we've reached the 2-minute timeout on a 7-point lead for the Golden Tornadoes. 2 minutes from halftime.
Quiet on set? No way. This is Jake's time to shine, and Ryan's, and our crew. Cameras, check. Drones, check. Checking that shot we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill. We're out here capturing this action. This is when we get to work, to bring you every moment live, no matter what. Broadcasting changes everything. Transform how you experience the game with JRM Video Production.
Hey, Mom, where's the dock?
It's in the garage.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everybody. Today is the day. Let's take a quick look at the weather and traffic. It's a chilly 22 degrees out there, so bundle up. We'll be hanging out all day, so don't forget to stop by and see us, grab some hot chocolate, and support a great cause.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here, we live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots and real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
I think this is a model institution. You are a point of pride here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You understand that going to college is also about what you do after college and making sure you are arming your students with the opportunity to have the skills they need to go out and chart their own path to success in their futures.
3rd and 3 for the Yellow Jackets. We'll send Fields in motion towards the far side. 2 receivers far side, 2 to the near side for Hudson and shotgun with Stryver to his left. Hudson with time, delivers, Trout with the catch, 1st down. Knocked down by Ciriello, one of the top tacklers in the PAC. Right at the 26 and moves the chains.
This is a great route by Trout. He runs almost what's called a whip route, where he breaks towards the middle of the field, stops his momentum, and then goes, breaks, and back out. And it's a good throw and catch.
Up tempo for Waynesburg. As Hudson throws a route near side. Jackson comes back to make the catch. At the 46, Jackson. It was the same route that they ran on the touchdown to Jackson, this time closer to midfield.
And like you said, Austin, same play concept and same outcome. Isaiah Jackson able to go up, high point that football. That's such a tough thing to defend if you're Geneva.
1st and 10 at the 46. Minute and a half left in the half. Hudson tried to set up a screen. Now rolls out. Looks to throw downfield. He has Trout wide open, but can't find him. Just not enough air on the ball as Trout was able to spring free at the 20-yard line. Made his way past Jaden Duckett.
And you see a little bit of a physicality between both number 2s on Waynesburg and Geneva. Cody Patterson and then Isaiah Fields. Looked like they were just like wrestling with each other in the middle of the field. I'm surprised nothing's called there.
Yeah, just let him play on. It wasn't a main part of the action. Second down. Hudson looks to take a shot, and Jackson watches it skip towards him. Ball was underthrown.
And Waynesburg really likes that matchup with Jackson in the slot, running that corner route. And it seems like they just want to keep going to that because of the way that Geneva's playing their defense, and they're really letting Jackson get outside. But Hudson just not able to deliver.
And Alex, here comes the staple. The train has arrived at Waynesburg. There's a train that goes by ballpark every couple of hours, where the new brick wall was put up a couple of years ago. Try to block out some of the sound when the train goes by. When you come to Waynesburg, there's a very high likelihood that you're going to see the train. An institution for Jacket fans and alums.
Offense, number 71, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
I think Waynesburg offense a little too mesmerized by the train.
There it is.
And there it is.
The train makes its presence known.
Would you call the train the 12th man?
Does he compare to the 12th man guy at W&J?
I don't think so.
The bald guy with the 12th man
Well,
shirt?
but this time it didn't help because Waynesburg got the false start penalty.
So if you're talking about forced crowd stats, it was a net negative. And we'll move him back again. Now you blame the train.
Offense, number 15, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
It's like fans booing the home crowd. The train has forced 2 penalties.
This train better get moving because Waynesburg's running another offensive play soon.
Typically, the train is supposed to be an advantage. It's become a detriment. All right, 3rd and 20. At the 36, an empty backfield for Hudson. They need the Geneva 44. Hudson, plenty of time. Ball comes out as he's brought down by Shaheen. Yellow Jackets follow it, but the strip sack by lineman Shaheen forces 4th down. And Geneva calls timeout with 1:05 remaining. Shaheen was able to collapse in on Hudson. One of the biggest defensive plays of the game.
Shaheen coming off the edge. Hits Hudson right on his blind side. Doesn't even see Shaheen coming. And then just jars that ball loose. And Austin, ever since the train came, it's been downward spiral for the Yellow Jackets. How long is this train, by the way? This is taking quite a couple minutes to get away.
Romano in the offense will now take over. Romano takes a shot towards the near side. The pass is caught with Baker stepping out of bounds after a pickup of 11.
And now time is not your enemy if you're Geneva, because with that turnover, you don't have to get the length of the field. You have a minute to work with. You're already in the red zone. You got a lot of time. The playbook's still wide open with 2 timeouts.
The turnover forces Geneva's offense out onto the field for Romano to run with it. Open space, Romano to the 10, Romano to the 5, takes it in from 18 yards away. Caleb Romano, touchdown Geneva. 2 plays after the strip sack by Wyman Shaheen. Geneva capitalizes and scores another touchdown before half.
And this is what you get when you play the Golden Tornadoes. They throw so much that you kind of start to put people in coverage, take more people away from the box, but Caleb Romano is still 6'3" and runs really, really fast. And he just has nobody out in front of him, steps up in the pocket, and no one around.
Reitler's extra point is good. 3rd rushing touchdown of the season for Caleb Romano. And just like that, Geneva has doubled up Waynesburg, 27-13. These last 5 minutes, Alex, have been crucial and critical.
And just the path that he takes to step up in the pocket, and not a lot of black jerseys around him. And Romano just showing the power and showing the agility there for the quarterback.
Caleb Romano averages right around 340 passing yards per game. We talked about how strong he's been throwing the football, on pace to break single-season program records for passing yards, which is currently held by Geneva Hall of Fame quarterback Justin Myers. He had 3,125 yards in 1997. They played 13 games that year. And Romano is on pace to smash that with 3 games left after this one in just 10 games.
Well, and it's usually the style of the play, and that's a great stat for running a triple option offense, but I mean, there has not been a Geneva team like this one this year, and Caleb Romano just runs this offense so well.
Trout will let it bounce into the end zone for a touchback. Cornelius Coleman said that Caleb Romano is one of the most gifted young men in the PAC, and we're seeing why today, but also one of the main keys was turnovers. And we've seen turnovers on either side. Geneva ended up, after its 2 turnovers, forced Waynesburg into 2 field goals. Waynesburg turnovers, it's been a little bit more costly.
And we talked, like you said, with turnovers, and Waynesburg able to generate those turnovers in the first quarter, but something else we highlighted in the keys was how you do in the red zone. And are you coming away with 3 points, or are you coming away with 6?
So with under a minute left, they'll hand it off to Shriver. And Shriver runs into Ciriello. Ciriello leads the team in tackles. Had 66 entering the day. He's now over 70 on the year. He's 2nd in the PAC in tackles. And his 9 tackles for loss, 2nd in the conference as well. Ended up gaining 2 on the rush. Waynesburg does have to run 1 more play. Difference of about 3 seconds. Play clock to game clock. Just taking their time letting this round down to the half as they'll go to Shriver again. And Shriver on a good run is able to pick up a first down and gains 10 yards. 13.5 left on the clock. Stops for the ball to be set on first down, and now they'll go a little bit quicker to the line on a hurry-up offensive set, but maybe just 1 more play left in the half. They're not even going to run a play. And Waynesburg will go off to the locker room in a 14-point hole. Geneva, it's high-flying offense that averages 31.5 points per game, puts up 27 in the first half. The Golden Tornadoes scored 51 last week after just 9 the week before in a home loss against Grove City. The offense back on track for the Golden Tornadoes. We're going to try to go to 4-1 in PAC play. They're halfway there as Gino DeMarco is standing alongside with Robert Mangino down on the sideline.
27-13 at half. It's Geneva up by 14. Coach, what do you think about what your team did?
I think we looked like a junior high team. I really do. I think we had too many mistakes. We're fumbling the ball, and we're not catching the ball. We had guys going the wrong way. We're not covering a corner route. Other than that, it's been a wonderful half.
However, though, listen, 2 turnovers, you held them to field goals.
Yeah.
That must make you feel pretty good on defense.
Well, yeah, but it's with these guys anytime. I mean, that's what is that, 14 points?
That's 14
that
points.
In college football, that can evaporate like that.
Coach Gino, thank you very much. Never happy. He's up by 14 points. Team seems to be taking over this game, and he's going to go in there and let the guys know that he's just not into what they've done so far.
And basically they're playing junior high ball, apparently, Mangino. But up by 14, 27-13 scores. We've reached the half at John F. Wiley Stadium. Our halftime coverage and live PAC plays of the week with Waynesburg student Ethan Spazarski at the come.
In every corner of KD Country.
Reporting in Monongahela.
In Derry Township, Westmoreland County. Wherever news happens that impacts you.
This is a live video from McKeesport.
Your community.
Crews are on the scene of a large water main break in Banksville.
Your family.
We're a community. Taxpayers, our children go to the school district.
You can count on KDKA to be there.
Reporting in Aliquippa.
In Clareton.
In Wilkinsburg. Reporting in Center Township.
Watch KDKA TV News.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
Trout Plumbing is a registered and insured master plumber that services the South Hills. They offer a variety of services, including camera inspections and dye testing. Trout Plumbing also offers a veteran and senior citizen discount. When in doubt, call the Trout at 412-983-8106.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
You are fueled by the power and strength of the Lord. You are equipped with the armor of God, and nothing can thwart this.
27-13 at half, Geneva all over Waynesburg. That's not the way that it was early in this game when Waynesburg was able to capitalize on 2 turnovers, but only able to put 6 points on the board. Complete recap on the first half coming up in just a little bit. First, though, we want to go to an interview that Austin had with senior wideout Isaac Trout. He is majoring in secondary education, and here's that interview from Media Day from the PAC.
You're watching our coverage of the President's Athletic Conference here on KDKA+. Austin Bechtold pleased to be joined alongside Isaac Trout, wide receiver for the Waynesburg University Yellow Jackets. Great to be with you.
Thank you for having me.
Just first and foremost, I wanted to ask about your football journey. How did you ultimately choose Waynesburg?
So I grew up in Scottsdale, Pennsylvania. I went to Southmoreland, and Coach Russ Moore from Waynesburg is the one who ended up recruiting me. And I came in, I met with all the coaches, Coach Coleman, that was his first year, was when I got there, and I met all the staff, and I really loved everyone there.
Also going to Waynesburg, everyone knows about Russ Moore.
Yes.
What is his energy like?
He's the old dude that just brings the vibes. Like he's amazing, a great person. You know, you've obviously met him. Awesome dude. He's always energetic, super up there. Doesn't matter if it's 8 a.m. or 10 p.m. when we're leaving meetings. He's gonna be there.
So you were a part of the initial class that was brought in with Coach Coleman. How have you seen the program change from freshman year to now?
It grew so much. Like you could tell. Not only did it grow through like athletics, but everyone that's been there has grown through like as men. And that's Coach Coleman's like biggest thing is, hey, we're gonna grow you on the field, but also off the field as well. And we all have grown on and off.
Yeah, and Coach Coleman talked a little bit at Media Day just how the community was also buying in more significantly later in the year. What did you notice?
Oh yeah, for sure. From my freshman year, like playing a Week 10 game compared to, like Coach Coleman said in Media Day, playing a Week 10 game last year, so many more people out there. Like he said, people from the school, from the class, everyone's going to be out there, professors, students, all of them.
How do you think you could build on that towards this season?
I think just we're going to end up winning more and more games, and more people are going to end up showing out.
So what is it like a day in the life at Waynesburg for people that don't know?
All right, so since you know, I live down at the bottom of campus, so you know, a day in the life is waking up, I got to walk up the real big hill, but other than that, everyone there is super awesome, super accepting. Like a class there, super small class, teacher's gonna know your name, you know. You're gonna have a close relationship with your professor and everybody in the class. It's awesome.
So what are you studying and why'd you pick it?
I'm social studies, secondary education, and I picked it because I knew for a fact coming out of high school I wanted to work with like the youth in some way, and I chose through education, and I picked history because I think that's my best subject. So.
Yeah, what ultimately drove you into that direction to pick it though? Did you always want to teach at a young age?
I always wanted to work with with the youth. So my two options coming out of high school were exercise science and like being an athletic trainer or being a teacher. What drove me to teaching was if I'm doing athletic training, I won't be able to coach as well. And I could coach if I'm a teacher. So I could teach and then coach as well. So
we're talking to Isaac Trout of Waynesburg, being a wide receiver. You're going to have new quarterback this year.
Yes.
What ultimately is going to be the key to be able to find chemistry?
I think communication on and off the field. So like I know now, me and Sammy from last year, we always hung out off the field. I hang out with most of the quarterbacks off the field now too. So if we just keep on hanging out on and off the field, communicating, it's gonna be the key to it.
What's been your favorite memory wearing the burnt orange uniform?
I don't know. I'd have to say probably my first college touchdown. That'd probably be my greatest memory.
Back in your freshman year?
Yeah, freshman year against Bethany.
Was that at home?
It was away. It was an away game.
It was an away game. Yeah. So what's something about Waynesburg that you think people don't know that they need to know?
We got an on-campus Chick-fil-A.
Yes. That was one of the main things that drove me to go to Waynesburg and transfer from RMU. Yeah.
Yes, awesome.
Good added benefit.
Yes, you know, use your flex dollars there.
What else? What else comes to mind?
I'd say having such like a tight-knit campus community, like being able to talk to anybody. Doesn't matter if you're from, like we have teammates from Florida. They meet people from the whole way up here, don't play sports. They still mesh together so well.
Yeah, why do you think Waynesburg has been successful in recruiting players from Florida?
I have no idea.
Like some of the players you talk to, like why, when you say like you're from Florida, why are you here? What do they say?
I think their biggest reason is Coach Coleman, honestly. Coach Coleman is such a great coach, such an amazing person, as like even outside of football, and I think that's the biggest reason to getting recruits.
What's your relationship like with him?
I love Coach Coleman. We're close. We were out there talking for so long before this, and yeah, he's awesome. Like if I ever need anything, I know I could never hesitate to reach out to him.
What do you want your legacy to be in the program?
I just want to be like known as a guy that comes in and we build a winning program. I don't care about my individual stats. I just want to make the team better and leave it better than what I came in as.
What would you like to say to your family and friends that are watching right now?
I would like to say thank you guys all so much, all the support. You know, you guys are my rock. You're the reason that I'm even here. So,
Isaac, appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Isaac Trout of the Yellow Jackets of Waynesburg.
John Shumway is the utmost, most passionate transportation reporter in Western Pennsylvania. He could almost be a traffic engineer. How do I need to get to where I need to go? Should I leave early? And he makes sure that people understand what's important to them. His experience in the Pittsburgh area and his familiarity with all of the roads, John becomes almost an extension of our staff, getting the message out there.
Watch John Shumway on the KDKA TV Morning News. Complicated payment processing slowing you down? Tired of the same old event management system? Wishing your donation campaigns could run themselves? We can help. Whether you're with a corporation, EMS agency, fire department, school, or small business, eServices Payment Technology has something for you. What started as a top-notch payment processing system has turned into a digital phenomenon. Digital payments, membership management, fund drive optimization, marketing consulting, and reserved seating. Yes, schools, I'm talking to you. If you have a payment, we have a simplified process. Visit eServicesTech.com today to organize your organization.
Pittsburgh, get ready to see PPG Pace Arena like never before. PPG Pace Arena tours take you behind the scenes of the home of the Pittsburgh Penguins. This is your chance to step inside the Penguins locker room and feel the history of the 5-time Stanley Cup champs. See the ice from a player's point of view and go where legendary broadcasters called the biggest moments in Penguins history. From championship stories to behind-the-scenes secrets, this tour is the ultimate Penguins experience. Visit ppgpacearena.com and book your tour today.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here, we live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots in real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
Coming up in just a couple of minutes, we'll have the top 5 plays from the PAC from last week, and Isaac Trout making his bid to be a part of that for next week. Details coming up in a minute. All right, so the top 5 plays in the pack from last week. Ethan, what do we have?
Well, for start out, we're going to start with our top 5 plays. We're going to go to Washington, PA last week, where the game versus Westminster, Andrew Sharp on a check down pass picked up a 3rd and 26 conversion versus the Titans that has helped set up an eventual score that helped the Presidents get away and help extend their lead. And moving on to the number 4 play, we're going to stay with W&J. You have Keelan Stahl. 3 different rushers behind him in the backfield, doesn't even matter. Kept it himself. He's able to take it into the end zone there for a 17-point lead over Westminster. For number 3 play, we're in Bethany, West Virginia. That's where we have Jake Phillips finding Chris Downs for a 30-yard touchdown reception down the sideline. The 6-foot wideout jumping up high, getting some toe drag swag to complete the touchdown. The number 2 play, we're staying in not only just in Bethany, but we're going to stay along with the same quarterback wide receiver duo in Phillips and Downs, where they were able to complete a 44-yard play action pass. That pass soared through the sky. Excellent reception. But the number 1 play, which everyone's been waiting for overall, that stays with the Grove City Wolverines, blocking a field goal against Waynesburg last week, returning it 80 yards back to the house. That's where it went, as you got to see that extended score as Grove City led 17-7 then over Waynesburg to finish off against Grove City in that game.
What a catch here today in the first half. where you have Isaac Trout just absolutely laying out to be able to make that spectacular catch going into the sidelines. I think not only should it be in the top 5, he may be a contender for number 1.
As of right now, absolutely. Extended catch, a little bit of separation in the coverage. Great diving play by Isaac Trout. I mean, everything you want. A few different catches even have a chance to even make it in, but right now, Isaac Trout making a very good case for top play around the PAC.
There you go. Top 5 plays from the PAC from last week. I'm Mangino, and this is Ethan Spasarski, and we're about to send it upstairs to Austin and Alex after this break.
KDKA is ready at a moment's notice, wherever the story takes us.
Vehicles stuck near Myersdale, Somerset County. The mayor here tells me this is some of the worst flooding he has ever seen.
KDKA TV, your home for breaking news.
If you need insurance, you need an agency that's sharp. The Sharp Insurance Agency is an independent agency and distinguish themselves by providing face-to-face customer service and reviewing coverage to provide the best possible value for their clients.
Hi, I'm Mike Sharp. Lean on my years of experience in the Pittsburgh area to find you the best insurance coverage, because when insurance companies compete, you win.
The Sharp Insurance Agency. Contact us today to have your personal or business insurance professionally reviewed.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
Trout Plumbing is a registered and insured master plumber that services the South Hills. They offer a variety of services, including camera inspection and dye testing. Trout Plumbing also offers a veteran and senior citizen discount. When in doubt, call the Trout at 412-983-8106.
20, 15, 10, lock in, touchdown! High pass is caught. He's got it! What a play! And it's a foot race.
Back for the start of the second half in a 27-13 game. The Geneva College Golden Tornadoes up on the Waynesburg University Yellow Jackets. The train crossing by now left to right, Alex. Maybe that'll take away the little hex that was put on Waynesburg at the very end of that half, because they gave up 2 touchdowns in the final 5 minutes that really changed the entire momentum of the game.
And the first quarter just belonged to Waynesburg, and they were just able to do a great job of turning over the football. But the offense just stalled out completely in that second quarter, and they weren't able to finish. They got a touchdown there in the second quarter, but those first 2 drives where they got that turnover, only able to come out with field goals.
Turnovers in short fields have been critical. Waynesburg, 152 yards through the air, Geneva 143. When you look at the total offensive yards, Waynesburg has 210 compared to Geneva's 171. Waynesburg has put together more yards on offense, but it's been Geneva taking advantage with 4 red zone opportunities, scoring all 4 times that they've had the chance to. And Waynesburg is also 4 of 11 on third down, Alex. That's been costly. Jackets have possessed the ball over 19 minutes compared to Geneva's 10. We know Geneva's a quick striking offense, but Waynesburg just had not done enough with the time that it's had the football in its hands.
And like you said, Austin, these stats are a little misleading, because if you were not looking at the final score of this game or the halftime score of this game, you would think that Waynesburg is dominating, and they have 9 more minutes of possession and more yards through the air, but it's Geneva who's just capitalizing in the red zone, and that was going to be the biggest point of this game.
And it started off with Jonke falling into Baker, the Yellow Jackets picking it up, and it eventually led to a Pinkerton 22-yard field goal attempt, where we've seen 2 field goals for the Yellow Jackets. Romano's pass going to Baker, resulting in a fumble that was picked up by the Jackets. Pinkerton's 27-yard field goal was good, but before that, it was set up. A couple of solid plays that we've seen Waynesburg run with Trout. He's been their big play receiver that averages 13.5 yards per catch. Tyler Richmond the junior receiver from Carmichael's, who was limited this week and is dealing with an injury. Not been as effective, the leading receiver for the team, not targeted very often, as so far Richmond does not have a catch. As Trout with 3 grabs for 36 yards leads the team in catches. Jackson 2 catches, 42 yards. As Hudson altogether has been able to put together 150 yards passing, but he has been sacked once, and there have been some opportunities lost, including the bad snap there that ultimately led to another Geneva touchdown. So the Golden Tornadoes will get the football to begin the second half, as well as Pinkerton will kick it away. Rouse and Martin are back. Taken from the 10. It's Krumbacher that ends up taking it. It's about the 34 as we send it down to Robert Mangino. Waynesburg currently in a 14-point hold, Mangino.
Yeah, talked to Coach Coleman, and he said, look, 14 points, nobody wants to be down going into half, but it's not unsurmountable, much like Coach DeMarco just suggested too. He said, listen, we have to protect the football. We can't have these turnovers, and we have to play our brand of football if we want to come back and win this game.
This could be a chance to deliver as close to a knockout punch at the beginning of the third quarter you can get for the Golden Tornadoes, but they start on the ground with Reed, able to gain 2 yards, and David Reed only averages about 3.5 yards per carry. Ishak Adam, the first to meet him. We've seen Reed and Martin, obviously, change of pace backs. It's a running back by committee. Romano throwing on second down. Under pressure, delivers off his back foot, incomplete, trying to find Baker. Brings up 3rd and 9. Baker was open for about a half a second on that sideline, but 2 different defenders around him. And I mean, we've seen Romano also have the opportunity off his back foot to make that throw with some accuracy. 3 receivers near side, 1 far side for Romano. Has plenty of time looking over the middle. High throw. It's caught by Jonke. Jonke breaks off a tackle and falls forward past the 40-yard line, where he's down right at the 40 to move the chains. It took Jonas Polonese to bring him down. Could have been a bigger gain, but Romano able to connect on the strike.
And that's just a great throw from Romano, just finding the seam, able to hit it.
Has time again. Looking for Krumbacher downfield, and he can't grab it. Luke Krumbacher had it right in his hands as he stood at the goal line.
Defensive player.
And there's a defensive player down on the field right now for Waynesburg. And it is Ishak Adam, the sophomore from Chartiers Valley, who applied the pressure on Romano. And Krumbacher just hands on his helmet, knew he had an easy touchdown. Sometimes when you know you're going to score, you take your eyes off of it, and that's exactly what happened.
And Krumbacher is usually one of those reliable receivers for Geneva, but Romano kind of leads him a little inside, but Krumbacher still has way enough time to make that play. But like you said, taking your eyes off the football will usually lead to an incompletion.
Yeah, Krumbacher, 28 catches for over 500 yards and 5 touchdowns. He averages 19 yards per catch, typically 88 yards per game. Pretty remarkable that Tyson, Baker, and Krumbacher all average over 75 yards per game, and then you factor in what Jonke has also done with 200 yards throughout the season. And as they attend to Adam, I'll step aside for a moment at Waynesburg. Adam gingerly walking over to the sideline. Help of the training staff. As Romano on 2nd and 10 lines up in the pistol with Reed. Jonke in motion towards the formation. Lines up as a tight end. They fake it to Reed. Romano looking downfield for Baker. On a line, he's got him, Baker. Down to the 10-yard line. It's a 30-yard strike. Polanese on the coverage again, but has not been able to keep up with Keaton Baker.
And this route by Baker has really given fits to this Waynesburg defense. And it's just the anticipation that Romano always is able to put it towards that sideline, and not any Waynesburg defenders can get there.
Shotgun for Romano. They mark the ball at the 12 as Romano looks over the middle. Pass might have been deflected, trying to fight towards the end zone after the catch was made by Tyson. He's going to be marked just a little bit shy. Marcus Mitchell on the hit, but down to the 2-yard line. Maybe even roll at the 1. Regardless, it's first and goal. And the big formation comes in again for Geneva. They bring in Colton Hill, the defensive lineman. Reed is the back. It is the triple option to Reed on first and goal. He scores again. David Reed, 2 touchdowns from a yard away. And Geneva further extends the lead and makes a statement to start the second half.
Coach Marcos said that Reed hasn't really been himself recently, but this game is definitely good for his confidence. Able to just plow his way through that line in order to get in the end zone. That's his second one today.
There's that triple option component. They had Bryce Finley go in motion in case they wanted to pitch it to him, but they give it to Reed. And Reed now, who entered today with just 1 rushing touchdown, has 2. Reitler's extra point is up and good. 34-13. Geneva dominating the last 5 minutes of play at Waynesburg.
There's a connection between this station, these call letters, and this region that is relatively rare. A lot of us have been here for a long time, so we're not just pronouncing, here's what's happening to you. We're as invested in it as you are, for all of us in Western Pennsylvania.
Now is the time. Today is the day for us to strike out and move forward in confidence and faith.
Miller's Mini Storage has the extra room you need. For more than 3 decades, our storage facility in Elizabeth, PA has offered secure, affordable, and accessible storage solutions. Miller's Mini Storage has you covered. Simply bring a lock and key and keep your items safe at our location. New insulated units are available with dawn to dusk access. Storing with us is easy and convenient. Visit millersministorage.com today and reserve your space. Miller's Mini Storage, your space, your way.
On Saturday, tune in to KDK Plus for D3 college football in the President's Athletic Conference as the Westminster Titans face the Grove City Wolverines. This Saturday at 1 p.m., only on KDK Plus. Next week, we will be at Grove City. It's a 1 o'clock kickoff. Westminster and the Wolverines will battle it out. Waynesburg's last game was against Grove City in a 24-14 loss. Not playing Westminster this year. And Geneva also will not face the Titans. Taken by Trout right near the goal line. Trout evades a couple of defenders and is brought down right around the 20-yard line. So this is a pivotal point in the game here, Alex, for Geneva. They were able to score the last few minutes before the beginning of the second half. They were able to force a fumble and immediately score in the final minute. Now they come out on their opening drive of the second half and score another touchdown. That's a huge 21-point swing.
And like you said, it was tied up at 13, and then a huge surge from Geneva to get 21 more points on the board and really make this a one-sided affair.
Yeah, including the field goal equation as well as the short carry. It's 3 yards for Shriver. Put that by Cody Patterson. Patterson plays the really good cornerback role for them. Sophomore from Freedom, Pennsylvania. 24 tackles on the year. They deploy Noah Hutcherson in a wing safety role as well. We've said his name a lot. A sack, an interception, a quarterback hit, pass breakups, 3 tackles for loss on the year. Now send Trout in motion towards the formation on 2nd and 7, and they'll hand it off. Shriver only able to gain a yard. Colton Hill on the tackle, who we saw step in on 2 of those jumbo formations. The junior 6'5", 275-pound defensive end from Newcastle.
And when you got that type of height and weight, it's kind of hard to not put him on the offensive side of the ball, especially when you're trying to be in a short yardage situation. Hats off to Coach DeMarco for being creative there on offense.
Now Hudson has to throw it, and will line up with 3 receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. Ball on the far side hash away from us. Hudson has time, steps up, pocket collapses in on him, keeps the football safe, but throws it incomplete as it was Wyman Shaheen trying to swipe at the football. The incompletion brings up 4th down, and Waynesburg goes 3 and out.
And Hudson just trying to do all he can with the time that he's given. Steps up. Looks like he wants to tuck it, but then just kind of throws it up. And just always Geneva defenders around Luke Hudson.
They ran into Reed Gordon at the end as well. Punting unit on. Bradley to kick. Baker back to return. Geneva setting up for a return. It's a low kick that Baker will let bounce. Takes a favorable Waynesburg hop and is down at the 49. 49-yard line of Geneva. Starting field position. The Geneva offense. And it's an offense that puts up right around 430 yards per game that averages 350 through the air. It's the running game that they really haven't been able to get going, and started to find a little bit more momentum to begin this second half, but only 28 yards in the first half. But when you have Caleb Romano able to sling it around the yard like he's done, why not stay with it, as Waynesburg hasn't been able to show that it can stop it. Romano, incomplete. He had Krumbacher, but just a little bit of miscommunication as Krumbacher went inside and the throw was outside. Now the numbers.
And we've seen a lot of pass attempts from Geneva, but also a lot of incompletions. And this clock just seems like it's taking a long time to wind down just because of all the plays that they run. And it's either a completion and they're going out of bounds, or it's an incompletion. Either way, this clock is stopping quite frequently.
Romano, plenty of time, steps up. Pocket collapses in on him. He gets it away, and the pass is caught. Jonke on the reception, fights his way close to a first down. He's able to gain 9 before he's brought down by Kevin Willis. But Jonke broke off 1 tackle. How about the play from Romano with the guy draped all over him?
Officials timeout for an injured defensive player.
Able to get the football away. And Kevin Willis is down for Waynesburg right near the sideline, but just a really athletic play from Romano to be able to get it away there.
And sometimes it's a little dangerous because he's kind of falling backwards and still able to deliver something.
10:46 remaining in the third quarter as Willis is attended to on the field.
This awesome gift is from my grandma. I use free pay policy from GBA Life. What does it do? It accumulates cash value, helps protect my future insurability, and it may even earn dividends. What's so great about that? My policy will grow with me. Plus, I get access to the GBA Life Youth Leaders Program, scholarships, and more. Oh. You might be interested in a GBA Life annuity. You're probably thinking about retiring soon, right, Mrs. Jones?
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada, and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
If you need insurance, you need an agency that's sharp. The Sharp Insurance Agency is an independent agency and distinguish themselves by providing face-to-face customer service and reviewing coverage to provide the best possible value for their clients.
Hi, I'm Mike Sharp. Lean on my years of experience in the Pittsburgh area to find you the best insurance coverage, because when insurance companies compete, you win.
The Sharp Insurance Agency. Contact us today to have your personal or business insurance professionally.
They pitch it to Bryce Findley, who's able to pick up the first down on 3rd and 1. Jonas Polanese pushed him out. He makes it to the 35. There's that triple option-like formation that we saw. Used it a ton more than the Grove City game that we had in Beaver Falls earlier this year. I don't even think we saw it once. Quick pass from Romano to Tyson. Tyson with some blocking in front. Junkie puts his hands up, no hold called. As he's pushed out after a short game by John Stewart.
And right now there's not really a whole lot of difficulty for Geneva to really push this ball down the field, and they're just, seems like they're in rhythm, they're in sync, and these receivers just catching the ball and run.
2nd and 1 after the 9-yard pickup. Romano under pressure. Romano goes down. He's sacked after pocket just completely collapsed in on him. Jinamaima on the tackle. Back to the original line of scrimmage, 9-yard loss on the sack. And Waynesburg does rotate a ton of guys in the secondary, a lot of guys on the defensive line as well. Plays a lot more than the starters and second string as the pass for Krumbacher goes incomplete. Marcus Crum on the coverage to force the incompletion and bring up 4th down right at the 35. And you'd imagine that Geneva would go for it here, just seemingly outside of Reitler's range, but he's made a 42 and a 43-yarder today. Just further than that. You're looking more in the 50 range. So Romano and the offense go. Romano trying to get away. Back pedals to midfield. Romano steps up, delivers downfield. Jonke, did he get a foot in bounds? Ruled no, incomplete and out of bounds. Dane Jonke could not get a toe in. And it forces a turnover on downs back to the Waynesburg offense.
And what a play this would have been if you somehow get that completion, because Romano ran back and forth across the width of the field probably 3 times. And then he's able to just deliver a great throw on the run and probably 1 or 2 feet just too far outside. But it's just this ability to extend plays, and you really see this new age of quarterbacks being able to do this and just making something out of nothing.
That's a great throw right over top of Crum as well. Trying to get a deflection on it. Still plenty of time for Waynesburg to operate with 8:47, but in a 21-point hole. As Hudson has plenty of time. Throws downfield, one-on-one coverage for Richmond. Richmond comes back to the football, and it's intercepted. Nakoma Say takes it away, and Geneva gets it right back on the jump ball for Richmond. The corner from Silver Spring, Maryland, just ripped it right away from him.
And Hudson throws that ball up. He does have some separation with Richmond, but underthrows it just slightly enough to cause Richmond to have to extend too far and not able to actually possess the football, and just a great defensive play. And Geneva's defense has really stepped up since that first quarter and making plays like that.
And that was a key point of emphasis for Geneva. Its defense had really struggled, giving up a ton of yards defensively, 423 coming into today. Their total offensive yards and total defensive yards were basically at a net 0. Now the short gain goes for Martin. Jamison spins him out of bounds after just a gain of about a half a yard. That's been what's been different in this game. Turnovers, stops on 4th down situations, and Geneva has fully taken advantage of it. especially after Waynesburg had opportunities off turnovers but settled for 2 field goals. Romano under pressure, flag comes in. Romano's still going. He's able to dump it off, and Jonke's wide open. Jonke past the 40-35. He's taken out of bounds there, but there is a penalty in the backfield. And Geneva's offense is already
Holding
back.
Offense number 78. 10-yard penalty. Replay first, second down. Timeout for an injured defensive player.
Jordan Brown, the left tackle, guilty of the penalty. The sophomore, also from Newcastle, Pennsylvania. And there's an injured Yellow Jacket that's down on the sideline. It's Julius Darling.
Timeout, media.
And it will step aside. With 7:57 remaining in the third quarter of play. Golden Tornadoes in the lead by 21.
In every corner of KD Country.
In Wilkinsburg.
Wherever news happens that impacts you.
In Derry Township, Westmoreland County.
Your community.
Reporting in Aliquippa.
Your family.
Reporting in Center Township.
In Clareton.
Watch KDKA TV News.
At Laway, we understand the power of personalization. From hats to water bottles, our expert services include screen printing, embroidery, and a variety of promotional items. We also specialize in team sports gear. What truly sets Laway apart is our dedicated design team, including our talented on-staff graphic designers and exponential customer service. Choose Laway to make a lasting impression on and off the field.
I think this is a model institution. You are a point of pride here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. You understand that going to college is also about what you do after college and making sure you are arming your students with the opportunity to have the skills they need to go out and chart their own path to success in their futures.
This Friday, we ask you, the fans, to vote on the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. And the winner is the North Catholic Trojans take on the Hopewell Vikings Friday night at 7 on KDKA+.
Julius Darling being helped by a couple members of the team and the training staff. Off over to the sideline. Wish him well as we send it down to Mangino.
You were talking, Austin, about the difference that this offense has gone through and how it's really about all through the air. They have less than 30 yards of rushing, Geneva. Who would have thought that would be a stat and you'd be up by 21 points? But they have 224 yards through the air so far. What a difference this Geneva football program has really turned things around to go from the ground and pound to it's all about the air attack.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot, Mangino, but it truly is remarkable when you can go from a triple option offense that rarely throws the football to now an air raid offense that barely runs the football in 1 year. With the same coaching staff, for the most part, they added Jason Wargo back onto the coaching staff as the offensive coordinator, and he's done a really good job of being able to change this offense. And Caleb Romano is shown on full display. His pass is incomplete, looking for Brady Davis. Why he is the #1 quarterback in the PAC, not just really in the conference, but one of the best in the entire country. And we've seen good quarterbacks in this conference. Whether it was Pfeiffer at Grove City last year, all the success that Pugh at W&J had. It's now Romano's time to take the torch. On 3rd and 20, Romano has plenty of time, delivers over the middle of the field, and the pass is caught. Good enough for a first down. Keaton Baker's extra effort made his way past midfield to the 49-yard line of Waynesburg. Needed 20, got 21 before Passmore brought him down.
3rd and 20, and you just let Romano sit back there, find his favorite target, Keaton Baker, who always works that middle of the field so well. And it's pretty incredible when you can convert on 3rd and 20 and it just looks effortless.
And they hand it off to Martin. Martin trying to go far side, and he picks up a yard. Keaton Baker, the senior from Salem, Ohio, over 40 catches on the year. And that ratio, though, he's right around 800 yards receiving on the season. He's averaging 20 yards per catch, 117 yards per game. You just cannot ask for much more. When we discussed it with Tyson, Baker, Krumbacher, they all average over 80 yards per game as there's a flag thrown before the snap.
False start, offense number 2, 5-yard penalty, second down.
And it is Krumbacher. Junior DeMarco in the midst of his final season. We talked to Dr. Cornelius Coleman about just the impact that Gino DeMarco has left on the conference. It is widespread. He discussed it at Media Day and also talked to us again today about it. Just the way that he holds himself and the way that he runs his program is.
Timeout, Geneva. They're first to the second half.
Geneva uses its first. When ultimately Dr. Coleman was in a position where he was out of football, looking for a new coaching job, DeMarco offered him to come on staff, but told him, hey, wait it out. There's going to be some opportunity that comes open for you. It did. And then it eventually, years later, led to coming to Waynesburg. As we take a look at some of the scores around the conference, as Washington and Jefferson is all out in front against St. Vincent, and the team in the driver's seat to win the PAC is going to walk away with a blowout victory. Westminster, one of those teams that are fighting for contention as well. One loss in the conference is to W&J, 48-6. Next week is Westminster and Grove City at Grove City, where the loser is basically eliminated for a chance of winning the conference with 2 losses. Hiram up on Bethany, 42-14 in West Virginia, and Grove City Allegheny will kick off in just a half an hour.
And it's interesting, Austin, because we talked about the PAC, and you have WJ starting the season 0-2 with their 2 non-conference opponents, but since then, they've been really dominant when it came to conference play. And that's what kind of the non-conference schedule is built for, is to get you ready for conference play. And right now, WJ did a good job of rebounding after those first 2 losses and now being in the driver's seat to take the conference.
Tyson in motion towards the formation. Play fake for Romano. Romano backtrack, escapes. Romano under pressure. 2 men there. Oh, and he throws it complete to Tyson. Off balance across his body, Romano finds Seth Tyson, who took a big shot to the helmet. No penalty flag thrown. Tyson is able to bounce up as Polynice makes the tackle, but Tyson, he's coming off the field and currently holding his helmet. That was a big shot that he delivered, that he faced to the head.
And also, when broadcasters say all the time, like, backyard football, but, I mean, Kayla Romano is doing exactly that, and it just seems like there is no distinct play that's happening. It's kind of just, well, get open, and then I'll get you the ball.
And it's worked as they give it to Martin. Martin picks up the first down on what was 3rd and 3. He gains 5 to move the chains. Ewing Jamison made the stop, but not before. It does pick up a first down. And the thing about Romano, he ultimately went to Aurora for his freshman year, but then ultimately things didn't work out. He went back home. He ended up working a little bit in his church with his church ministry, but as Gino DeMarco was on the recruiting trail, he ended up reconnecting with Romano, ended up working out. Hey, come to Geneva, opportunity happens for him. He becomes the starting quarterback. He was banged up at the very beginning of last season. We were told at the very beginning of the year, as Martin's able to scamper for about 5, about his abilities not just as a passer but also as a runner. With the triple option, you see that very adamantly, of course. But I think even Gino has to be surprised with the level of success that Romano's had through the air, as he looks to throw again on 2nd and 5. And the pass is through the hands of his intended target and incomplete. One of the lone incompletions that we've seen, looking for Cooper Edmiston, backup running back.
And now Geneva kind of cycling in a couple different players now. Seth Tyson back in the game after had that really hard hit on the one great play by Kayla Romano to get him open. But it just seems like Geneva's really hitting their stride, and they have a little bit of a tougher competition coming up.
They give it to Martin. Martin trying to find the edge. He does. Martin on 3rd and 5, lowers the helmet at the very end of it, delivers a blow and makes it to the 25. It gains 8. And once again, Jonas Polynice, defensive back, was in on it at the very end. He tried to push him out, but boom, Martin.
And with David Reed being a senior, you kind of need another running back to step up a little bit. And right now, Christian Martin is showing that he can be that lead back after this year.
Take the handoff. Romano under pressure, delivers. Oh, open man sitting at the 10. Pass is caught, and Damian Lax will walk into the end zone for the touchdown. There's an injured player down right near the 22-yard line for Geneva. But Damian Lax, the freshman from Hanover, Pennsylvania, just his second catch of the season, and it goes for a touchdown. 25-yard score. As the player is being attended to, Dane Jonke. .328 remaining in the third quarter, and Geneva has put up 40 points on the board. And Jonke is still being attended to.
And we could take a look at this play here. And so Lax is just going to run a crossover route and just get all the way through the middle of the field. And then what they're looking at here is this secondary player. And if he's playing that zone, Caleb Brown is going to dump it underneath. But instead, when you play it, he's actually going to bail and be nowhere near where the play is going to be. And Lax just finds a soft spot in the zone. And there is no Waynesburg defender anywhere near him. And that's just a great read by Romano. And it kind of helps when Lax has that much room to work with.
There was no one from here to the West Virginia border even close to Damian Lax. Try to make the tackle as Caleb Romano just continues his offensive onslaught this season. As Jonke's still being attended to, we'll step aside and return in a moment.
Quiet on set? No way. This is Jake's time to shine. And Ryan's, and our crew. Cameras, check. Drones, check. Checking that shot we just checked? Double check. We ain't got time to chill. We're out here capturing this action. This is when we get to work. To bring you every moment live, no matter what. Broadcasting changes everything. Transform how you experience the game with JRM Video Production.
Stay connected with all the action. Follow JRM Sports on X, Instagram, and YouTube. Get the latest highlights, exclusive content, and behind-the-scenes moments from your favorite sports. Don't miss a second. Follow us today.
This Friday, we ask you, the fans, to vote on the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. And the winner is the North Catholic Trojans take on the Hopewell Vikings Friday night at 7 on KDKA+.
Extra point was up and good from Ryan Reitler, and Dane Jonke was able to walk off the field under his own power after being attended to for a while, as it splits right through the uprights. A little bit of a low kick, but Reitler has 2 40-yard field goals today. He has a nice feather in his cap.
And you got to notice his kicks are very, very low. It doesn't really have a whole lot of height to them, which makes it more susceptible to blocks. But with how windy it's been today, it's probably been a benefit that he's had a lot lower trajectory kicks.
Alex, Waynesburg has not scored since the train went by.
It's the hex of the train.
Apparently the train did not bring good luck, but it brought
misfortune.
Yeah, that's the right word. Jackets will get the ball back. The ball bounces off of Schreiber, has to pick it up. And Shriver past the 10-15, breaks free. Shriver runs over a defender and he's still going. Shriver to midfield, still going to the 40. Ball comes out, it's knocked out. Geneva's got it. Oh, what a turn of events on the play as Shriver had to go backwards to pick up the football, broke free, but it was knocked out by the Golden Tornadoes, and Geneva comes away with the football.
Austin, what a roller coaster of emotions here, because Shriver touches the ball 3 times before he actually picks it up. And then he's able to break free, runs over a man for the Geneva Tornadoes, but then seems like he's gone to the races, but then the track down and frees that ball up. I don't even know what to say about that
He
play.
ran right over Baker. And then he was making his way down the sideline. The ball was punched out by Christian Hunter, one of the defensive backs for Geneva, playing on special teams. Just a traditional punch out of the football, and Romano is back in business as he delivers for Jonke, incomplete. Good to see Jonke out there.
Romano's pass intended for Jonke, incomplete, second down.
Mangino, what did you see down there on the play?
What was interesting to note is that Jonke is back in this game, and he was the injured Geneva Golden Tornado who was down for quite a while. In fact, they were concerned about him so much that they went to the opposing sideline to get something to be able to assist him. He came off on the sideline, they get the ball back, and he went right back in for the very next play.
Romano taking a shot downfield. He has a wide open man. It's Krumbacher, makes the catch in stride and will walk into the end zone. A 66-yard strike from Caleb Romano to Luke Krumbacher for 6.
And if you remember, Krumbacher dropped that wide open touchdown in the end zone earlier in this quarter. But at that point, when you're that wide open, you really can't drop that ball again. But Romano drops it into the bucket. Just great placement, perfectly in stride. This Geneva passing attack is just something special.
Reitler's extra point up and good. 48 points on the board for Geneva. And ever since, it was a 13-13 game. It has just been a Geneva onslaught ever since. This is how it all transpired.
And this is just being faster than the other team. And Krumbacher just does a great job of gaining that separation as soon as he comes off the line. He has such a big cushion to work with. The defense really has the upper hand, but then once Caleb Romano takes this snap, you're going to see him just fly off the ball and eat that cushion really, really fast. And that's just all offense, and that's all talent there to finish with.
35 unanswered points by Geneva. With the first touchdown in that span being a David Reed touchdown with 2:38 remaining in the first half. It's been quick, it's been up-tempo, and it has stunned Waynesburg to the point where the Jackets have had absolutely no answer.
And for Waynesburg, this is the opposite of what you saw in those first 2 drives. You push the ball down the field on offense, you get the turnover on defense, you get 2 turnovers on defense in the first quarter, and then nothing good offensively happens for a very, very long time. You get that kick return that looks like Shriver's going to have a touchdown, and then fumbles it right back to Geneva, who throws that huge touchdown pass, and it's all been self-inflicted wounds here for the Yellow Jackets.
Starting at the 25, they'll hand it off. And a good run, off to the races, past midfield. Stewart, still going. Stewart down the sideline, touchdown Waynesburg. Oh, my apologies, it's Caden Ebron on the run. And Ebron goes 75 yards for the score. Ebron, the backup running back, goes all the way, breaks through, and Caden Ebron responds one play later. Great run.
And Ebron kind of loses the football for a second there as he tries to switch hands. But he was making sure he wasn't going to get chased down there like Shriver was on that return.
Pinkerton on for the extra point. Almost blocked, but Pinkerton's kick is good and off the roof of the locker room here at Waynesburg. Ebron transitioned to running back after being a corner just 2 weeks ago. How did he break this one off?
And so this all comes from the guard, right? And that's going to be Isaiah Greenway. And what he's going to do is he's going to pull around. And once you play it, you're going to see him come around, and he's going to seal off this block right here. Number Big 79, able to clear that hole. And Ebron's just able to find that. That's a great wash down block, great seal block by Greenway on that, the senior left guard.
So the transition from defense to offense for Ebron with Zane Colley out. Gino DeMarco called it a good outside running team, and that's by far the best run of the night.
But also, you can't really minimize the impact that Zane Colley's injury has had for this Waynesburg team. And we saw his impact last year, and now his senior year, just you thought that this Waynesburg rushing attack was going to take a huge step forward. And then once he goes down after week 3, they just weren't able to recoup the talent that they lost, and just puts a lot of pressure on your QBs, on your receivers to make a lot of plays happen. But Waynesburg finally doing something to stop that huge drought that they had over the course of the middle of this game.
Yeah, the 35-0 run is over. Waynesburg finally responds. As the kick is taken from the 11. Krumbacher still going. Pyle moves forward to the 36. Jonas Polanese has to have about 10 tackles in this game. Defensively, on special teams, he has been just a constant force around the football.
Absolutely. He's just been, like you said, always around the football. He's always chasing down the play no matter what. And we saw with a lot of these splash plays today, if you just pursue to the ball, sometimes you might get lucky with the fumble.
Romano hands it off. Bryce Finley's met after just a 1-yard pickup.
Bryce Finley, the ball carrier.
Got him with the tackle. Had a pretty decent day up front. Just breaks through the line. Saw him banged up a little bit earlier. Makes a solid play to set up 2nd down and 9. Romano, quick play. Finley. He can't break away. Tackle made by Marcus Crum Jr. It goes for a loss of a yard. 3rd down and long at the 36, 2-yard drop on the tackle. And I'm talking about Polanese. He has 8 stops on the day to lead Waynesburg.
But also last time we saw a 3rd and 20 that Geneva was able to pick up. So I think 3rd and 11 is probably very manageable for them after seeing that last performance.
2 receivers, far side, 2 near side. Romano over the middle, and it's incomplete. Looking for Lax. Romano dropped it in the bucket for him. Lax just a little bit too late to turn and find the football as Geneva will punt.
And that's another great throw by Romano, like you said, Austin. But Lax just needs to turn his head and find the football. And sometimes when you're running that seam route, you're just trying to make sure that you can find the open window or find the open space. But Romano kind of throws it right in that space, and sometimes you just need to trust your quarterback that he'll put in the right spot.
So after the 3 and out, Baker will punt. Marcus Crum Jr. is back. Baker gets it away. It's a high punt. Good kick. Fair catch called for at the 21. High school football regular season is winding down. In the fan vote, you chose North Catholic against Hopewell. This upcoming Friday at 7 o'clock, it's the Steelers High School Football Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette on KDKA+. Geneva held Waynesburg to just 6 points in last year's matchup, a 33-6 victory. It's Ebron on the carry. It's able to gain 3 on first down. A little bit more of a high-scoring affair by both sides today. Now seeing Ebron get the opportunity after Shriver fumbled on the kick return. What do you make of the Waynesburg helmets, Alex? It's got the Yellow Jacket logo on one side and the W on the other side. I think they might be the best helmet in the entire PAC, and that's not Waynesburg alum Austin Bechtel speaking there. That's honesty broker Austin Bechtel trying to speak there, as it's a short carry for Ebron for the 28.
The helmets look nice. I agree. It's just I've asked you this question a couple times before, but it's like, one of the primary colors for Waynesburg is orange, and then
Burnt
they're called the Yellow Jackets. You know what I mean? It's a little bit of
I think it's misleading.
a misleading thing
It's
from
meant to
someone
throw
outside.
you off.
And it did. It
Yes.
did that job for sure.
Golden Hill made the tackle on the last play that will end up being the end of the third quarter of play as Waynesburg will let the remaining time expire. We'll change ends of the fields. Before third down, we go to the fourth quarter with a 48-20 advantage. All Golden Tornadoes in Jacket Country.
Have a nice day, family. What would they do without me?
Can someone fix my hair?
Must have cheesy eggs.
I can't find my keys.
No! Never! I'm the king of
Oh, I need some help.
I better get more life insurance.
You're irreplaceable, but a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide your family with the resources for a well-planned future. Visit gbu.org to get started.
From heating and cooling to a large array of construction equipment, Herc Rentals has the gear you need to get the job done. Herc Rentals is already a staple in several communities across the United States and Canada and have been serving our customers' needs since 1965. With a catalog of equipment that spans the spectrum of almost every kind of solution you can think of. To learn more about Herc Rentals, visit hercrentals.com or call us at 1-888-777-2700.
This Friday, we ask you, the fans, to vote on the Steelers High School Showcase Game of the Week, presented by Giant Eagle and the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. And the winner is the North Catholic Trojans take on the Hopewell Vikings Friday night at 7 on KDKA+.
Growth is a journey. We all know this. It's something to experience, something that needs meaningful connections. In today's world, having a space for learning, discovery, and personal growth is essential. This is what we love about Waynesburg. We've discovered growth goes beyond the degree you've earned. You too will soon discover there isn't a better place.
On Saturday, tune in to KDK Plus for D3 college football in the President's Athletic Conference as the Westminster Titans face the Grove City Wolverines. This Saturday at 1 p.m. only on KDK Plus. Back for the start of the fourth quarter. 3rd down and 4 for Waynesburg. Now going right to left. Hudson looks to throw, and it's intercepted. I threw it right to Reed Gordon, right at the sticks, and Gordon has a takeaway. It's another Waynesburg turnover.
And we talked about Reed Gordon as being the anchor of this defense, and he does a great job of stopping the run, but he finally drops back into coverage right there and able to show off the hands. Luke Hudson kind of throws the ball right in front of his face, and Reed Gordon just in the right space at the right time and reads it perfectly.
2 picks for Reed on the solid read, as he was brought down by Trout needing to play defense. Romano in the offense, a chance to put up 50 on the board, just like they did last week. would this be a pretty 50-point performance? After last week was not, according to Gino DeMarco. First they handed off, and Bryce Finley is tackled down after just a gain of a yard. Tyler Curry on the tackle. He's had a plethora of stops today. A team that surprisingly, the defense allows more yards to the opposition than this offense puts together, and that's with a wide receiver number 2 in the country in receiving yards and the quarterback number 1 in the country in passing yards, and Romano over 20 touchdown passes on the season as well. So spreading the ball around, and he does the junkie. It was spun down at the 27. Ends up gaining 4.
Also, it's been pretty impressive this year to watch Geneva's offense in general, but also the consistency that we've seen from this offense. And you know that they're going to get the yards, but also like the touchdown passes that Romano is able to consistently deliver. And when you have a defense that's struggling like both teams currently do, it's really nice when you can have an offense that can score 40+ a game.
Romano looks to take a shot to the corner, and he does. It's completed there to Keaton Baker. Right to the 14-yard line is where Baker steps out of bounds. Just a simple corner route, Alex.
Yeah, and so that's just your standard comeback route. Is able to push up the field, selling that he's going to run a fade ball, but immediately stop on a dime and turn back towards the quarterback. And it seems like Keaton Baker does that better than anybody in the PAC.
Romano looks far side, under pressure, delivers to a wide open man, and it's caught. Seth Tyson standing all by himself for the touchdown. Another dime dropped in by Caleb Romano.
It's been Seth Tyson. It's been Crumbacher. It's been Keaton Baker. It doesn't really matter because it seems like all of them are always open.
And pressure came off the edge. That was just about a half second late from Polonese. And Romano able to connect to Seth Tyson. Extra point is good on the line drive. So we've seen Crumbacher, Tyson, Baker, Junkie, all the wide receivers are getting in on the action. And how did Tyson get it done?
And this is a classic post wheel route. So you got a post on the outside, then you're going to have a wheel route coming up the sideline. And what's going to happen is they're reading this corner here. If he goes with that post, they're throwing that wheel because they have that outside leverage. And when you play that, you're going to see Tyson see that corner bails with the post, and there's nothing easier than that on the nice Saturday afternoon for Geneva, who's just looks like they're throwing routes on air sometimes.
Yeah, good job breaking that one down, Alex, as it is over 50 points for the Golden Tornadoes, 55 on the board. And when you look at the way that Geneva has played this year, there's been a ton of offense, and it matches a season high in points when the Golden Tornadoes defeated St. Vincent at home 55-35 back on September 20th. I might not have remembered the 21st night of September, but I'm sure they remembered the 20th as they won that one by 20 points and currently lead this one by 35. Trout takes it from the 5. And Trout spun down at the 27 as the offense just continues, Mangino. First down at the 27-yard line. Tommy Burke is in at quarterback. Knew that there was a chance that we could see Burke at some point. Has played in spurts and has been the backup this season for Waynesburg. He hands it off. And Ebron is able to gain 2. Tommy Burke, 19 of 33, 199 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 picks so far in the year. Has carried it a couple of times. There's a 58% completion rate. Lyman Shaheen made the tackle on the rush. Bring up 2nd down and 8 as the clock continues to roll. Now 12 and a half left in the game, and the quarterback change for Waynesburg, bringing on the senior Burke. Burke, previously a starter in his tenure at Waynesburg. Backup role under Hudson this year. He hands it off again to Ebron. Ebron with some space, past the 35 to the 40. And Ebron picks up a 1st down, tackled at the 42 as he's able to gain 13.
And Carson Shriver has had a good game today, but I think the explosiveness that Ebron's shown off the bench, it kind of makes you think that even though the score is kind of out of reach at this point, maybe you're kind of seeing if Ebron can be a featured back in your lineup, or at least a split backfield, because both of these guys have explosiveness that they can really bring to this offense. And sometimes it's nice to have 2 backs that can do it all.
And the run defense has been strong for Geneva in this game as Burke hands it off to Ebron, and you see why on that play. Just back to the line of scrimmage as Reed Gordon, who had the interception on the last drive, makes the stop. It's the part of the unit that Gino DeMarco likes, but the pass defense needed to improve. Well, they were able to have the interception from Reed Gordon to cement what's been a much better day. And Comisay also has an interception. Good plays in the secondary from Duckett and Patterson to stay with these Waynesburg wide receivers and not create too much of a big play. The only big play for Waynesburg has been the Ebron rushing touchdown. 2nd down and 10 after no gain on 1st. Ebron goes in motion towards the near side. Trying to set up a screen. It's deflected and intercepted. Taken away by Lonnie Kraft. Kraft past the 20, and Kraft is spun down at the 15. The ball was batted up in the air as Burke was trying to set up a screen, but it was picked off by the safety, Lonnie Kraft. And another 4th takeaway by the Geneva defense.
And this is seems just really unlucky because that ball's tipped. Just goes right in the hands for Geneva. And this second half has been all Golden Tornadoes, and that just piles on to the offensive performance and now the defensive performance for Geneva.
How about the big guy, Colton Hill? What a day, blocking, getting into the quarterback, and being able to force that stop, give the ball back to the offense. That will watch Caleb Romano give way to Will Patterson. And Patterson hands off. Liam Gibson on the carry.
Liam Gibson, the ball carrier.
And he gets back to the line of scrimmage as the offense is done for Geneva. Ends up gaining about a yard. So new players into the game for Geneva on offense with Gibson, the 4th back that we've seen, with Patterson giving it to him. And Gibson was able to gain around 5. Caleb Romano finishes 27 of 47 on the day, 373 yards passing, and 4 touchdowns. He now has 23 touchdowns, and Alex, remarkably, nearly over 2,400 yards passing on the season. He was sacked twice. Baker finishes with 8 catches, 129 yards and a touchdown. Tyson, 9 grabs, 85 yards and a score. Crumbacher, 2 for 72 and a touchdown. 5 catches for Jonke for 51. As the pile moves forward on 3rd and 4, close to another score. But that combination of Romano and his wide receivers is one of the best in the entire country.
Well, and you talked about 27 for 47, and Romano could probably argue that that's not his best performance, at least in terms of completion percentage. But, I mean, whenever he did complete the ball in the second half, it was for deep touchdowns. And this wide receiving core has done a great job of getting open. And this offensive line for Geneva has given Romano enough time. But also, Romano's done a lot of plays where he's been scrambling and just finding somebody over the middle. And they were able to make something happen.
1st and goal at the 2. They go to Gibson. Gibson trying to get outside. He can't.
Gibson, the ball carrier.
And he's brought down.
2nd and goal.
Virgil Doran on the tackle. Tackle for loss of 3 yards. It's the third tackle for loss for Doran, the junior from New Martinsville, West Virginia. Now 2nd and goal at the 5, and the clock just continues to roll. Now Geneva just trying to bleed off as much time on the clock as possible. Get out of here healthy and with a victory. You go to Gibson. Gibson makes his way to about the 1. They'll mark him at the 2. It's a gain of 3. They get the yardage back after the tackle for loss. So it sets up 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. I would imagine they're just going to give it to Gibson again. Will Patterson runs off the field after every play to come in and get the signals. Gino DeMarco is just standing at the 20-yard line right now, just kind of admiring the formation they were lining up in. As Patterson will look to throw. Patterson in the end zone, touchdown, Geneva. Waynesburg was claiming that it came away with the
The
football.
ruling on the field is the receiver was in the end zone with at least 1 foot down with possession, touchdown.
Michael Egito had possession of the football, and the tight end scores from the backup, Will Patterson. Geneva puts up 61 points on the board, and ooh, it did look like Egito, if that was at any point other than the end zone, probably would have been ruled an interception.
And giving Patterson the ability to fake that handoff, come back around, and like you said, Austin, anywhere else other than the end zone, that ball's a fumble, and that's probably a score for Waynesburg.
Yeah, it would have been a pick 6 for Marcus Crum Jr. But it is ruled a touchdown, and now there's a flag thrown before the snap, and some arguing going on by some of the linemen for Geneva.
Dead ball on sportsmanlike conduct, kicking team number 78. That's number 78's first foul towards disqualification.
That's Jordan Brown, second penalty on him of the day. So we'll move the extra point attempt for Reitler back. We'll spot it at the 25 to 35-yard extra point attempt, similar to an NFL 33-yard extra point. Reitler's made a 42-yard field goal and a 43-yarder. Waynesburg jumps off sides. Flag does come in, and Reitler's kick is no good. It is being rolled offside, so we'll see if Reitler will kick it again. I imagine that'll just end up being the case. Get a second
Offsides,
crack.
defense, number 4, 5-yard penalty, retry.
So they'll move it up to make it a 30-yard attempt. We talked about how important turnovers were in this game. It's been a problem for Waynesburg this season. Yellow Jackets, -4 turnover margin through the first 6 games. An 0-2 record in games when they commit 3 or more turnovers. Well, that's on pace to becoming 0-3. As Reitler's kick this time is good. 7 minutes left in the game. Geneva has scored its most points of the season, and it's up there with one of the highest point totals in the entire conference this year. Well, W&J put up 70 points a couple of weeks ago against Hiram on the road. At St. Vincent this week, they score 56 and win it against the Bearcats at Chuck Knoll Field. Westminster dominates Teal 48-6. Westminster defense back on track after the loss against Washington and Jefferson. Bethany and Hiram. Hiram pulls out the victory 42-21, and Grove City Allegheny underway in Meadville. Got a chance to see Braden Lair yesterday on the recruiting trail yesterday. Talked to him for a while. Always good to see Braden. Will be at Allegheny for the final week of the regular season. They'll suit it up against Bethany. You see the brick wall in the background. It was installed just a couple of years ago for Waynesburg. Really beautiful facility here at John F. Wiley Stadium with the football banner, the soccer banner. All put together. A new pavilion that was built in the last few years as well. Partnered with the alumni and parking lot as well, the exterior of the stadium, right outside of the end zone as the return is taken up to the 35. Jay Howard on stop. A lot of work done by the Department of Communications. Arguably, you could call it Syracuse of Western Pennsylvania.
That's the first time I've heard that before.
Did you ever hear that one, Swazarski? Yeah, just came up with it on the fly. I've actually used it a couple of times. Ethan Swazarski, Waynesburg student, does our PAC plays of the week, doing a great job up here, helping us spot, and putting everything together up here first. Broadcast back for me since graduating from Waynesburg a couple of years ago. Ends up going for a loss of a yard on the carry. Colton Hill on the tackle for loss. Tommy Burke, the backup quarterback, into the game that gave way to starter Luke Hudson. Ebron, nothing there. Brought down on a strong tackle by Noah Hutcherson. A lot of the starters still out there for Geneva. You wonder if that's kind of a product of Coach DeMarco wanting to see them continue to improve on that side of the ball, because that's been one of the strongest problems, at least for some of the defensive backs and linebackers, just being able to contain opponents, their passing attacks. Their rushing attack has been pretty solid defensively for the team, but they still remain out there. A few minutes remaining. Defense allows 97 yards rushing. Pass is caught into Geneva territory on the reception. Solid gain for Michael Wines. He's had a couple of catches on the day. Second grab for Wines. Dragged down by Frazier. Starting safety still in the game. Ball placed at the 41 in the final 5 minutes. Colton Lee, sophomore receiver from Bell Vernon, goes in motion on the far side of the formation. There you go to Ebron. Changes hands. Stiff arm. Ebron still going past the 30. Able to pick up the first down, and he gains 11.
A lot of substitutions here for Waynesburg. Just trying to see what some other guys can do offensively. We already talked about the quarterback change with Tommy Burke. Now in for Luke Hudson. But Ebron's kind of been the guy that they've been going to in this fourth quarter and trying to give him a lot of carries, see what he can do. He really exploded into this game with that 75-yard touchdown earlier. And they're kind of just going to see what else he can do in terms of offense and spreading everybody out with Ebron the lone setback.
Hand it off to him again. Ebron gets past the first initial wave. Now past the second, still going. He's pushed forward inside the 20. Back-to-back carries of 11 yards for Caden Ebron. Cody Patterson finally brought him down.
He just runs so hard and high motor. He's always falling forward and getting a lot of help from his offensive lineman as well. Just propel him and get that first down.
Think about how he's playing running back, but was a corner at the start of this season.
And being a corner, that really helps you with your lateral agility and moving side to side, but always backpedaling. It seems like it's a lot easier just to move and run forward.
They hand it off. Stewart on the carry. Able to gain 3 yards. Ziago on the tackle. Sophomore, 5'11" defensive end from Maryland. Two and a half still to go. Long drive for Waynesburg. It's been taken care of on the ground. So go back to Stewart. Stewart off left tackle. Is upended by Nicholas Ciriello, leading tackler for Geneva. Also, he leads the team in tackles for loss. Bunch of pass breakups and quarterback hits. That's a forced fumble recovery this season. He's second in the PAC in tackles for reasons like that. Setting up 3rd down and 7, following the 2-minute timeout. And all Geneva at John F. Wiley Stadium today.
A house is just 4 walls, but a home, that's something more. At Your Town Realty, we don't just work here, we live here. We're small by choice, with deep roots and real relationships that go beyond transactions. And because this city means so much to us, we give back, year after year. It's not about being the biggest, it's about being the one that feels like home. Your Town Realty, locally owned, community grown.
Thanks for fixing the door.
I was nervous about that lock.
To your family, you are more than just your income.
What would she do without me? She'd probably have to marry our next door neighbor, Todd.
Well, Todd, I have no feelings for you whatsoever, but I'm going to have to say I do. I can't afford a handyman.
Better get some life insurance.
Although you're irreplaceable, a life insurance policy from GBU Life can provide the financial security your family needs for a secure future. To get started, visit gbu.org.
If you need insurance, you need an agency that's sharp. The Sharp Insurance Agency is an independent agency and distinguish themselves by providing face-to-face customer service and reviewing coverage to provide the best possible value for their clients.
Hi, I'm Mike Sharp. Lean on my years of experience in the Pittsburgh area to find you the best insurance coverage, because when insurance companies compete, you win.
The Sharp Insurance Agency. Contact us today to have your personal or business insurance professionally reviewed.
2 minutes left to go. 3rd and 7. Burke to throw. Burke delivers, intercepted. Taken away by Cody Patterson. Patterson with speed, still going to midfield. Patterson to the 30, the 20, and goes all the way for a 95-yard pick six. But there's a flag thrown at the 38. Patterson completely out of breath, like he's James Harrison in Super Bowl 43. Will the flag back it up?
Personal foul, blindside block, intercepting team number 44, 15-yard penalty, 1st down Geneva.
And the penalty's on Reed Gordon, and it will wipe out the pick six. I don't even think it was really necessary at all for Gordon to do that with the interception, as there's the pick from Patterson, and there's Gordon at the right side of your screen. And I don't think there's anything there at all. He just gave a little bit of a tap that I don't think would have affected the tackle anyway. Do you agree, Alex?
I agree. It's very, very ticky-tack thing to throw there. And, I mean, obviously that benefits Waynesburg.
So the Golden Tornadoes take it at the 23 after the penalty. We'll just hand it off, gain a couple yards, and Robert Mangino is standing alongside our player of the game. 4 touchdowns on the day for Caleb Romano.
Thank you very much, Austin. Caleb, congratulations. Shoes, Jay. 4 touchdowns through the air, another one on the ground. not only are you getting attention from everybody in the PAC, you're getting everybody's attention around the country. What's it feel like?
It feels good. I think we're learning more about our offense every single week, and we got a ton of good guys that make this possible. So it's credit to all of them. It's been fun, yes sir.
Did you have any idea that this was the kind of offense you would have this year when you first talked to Coach DeMarco about coming?
Absolutely. I think this has been in the works. Like no matter what he says, like this has been it's been in the woodworks, and now we're getting to see the fruits of it, and it's really cool.
We love the way that you play that backyard football at quarterback, but at the same time, your offensive line is so young and they adapted so well. Talk about what they went through to make this adjustment.
Yeah, I mean, last year, like, they had 2 hands in the ground, like, they're in 4-point stances, and now we're throwing the ball 40, 50 times a game. So it's a big jump, and it's credit to them for the way that they've been able to bounce back, yeah.
Congratulations, you have the victory. Go celebrate with your team.
Thank you. Thanks, John.
Austin, absolutely remarkable what he's here at Geneva. 4 touchdowns on the day. In the air, another one on the ground. They had him stifled a little bit in that first quarter, but you just can't hold a good man down. You just can't.
No, you can't. And it was a very impressive performance. 62 points, the most scored by Geneva this season, as the offense was on full display against Waynesburg. 62-20, the final score, Alex. And ultimately, Caleb Romano and the offense, way too much to handle.
And I think right now it's a little bit too much to handle for a lot of teams. And Waynesburg's the recent victim of this passing attack, but I don't know. This is not your average Geneva Golden Tornadoes team in the last 10 years. And Caleb Romano's really steamrolled these defenses in the PAC for quite some time now. And this season is looking pretty promising. Definitely an upgrade from last year.
Geneva returns home to play against Bethany at 3 p.m. next week. The Yellow Jackets, who do not have their bye until the final week of the season, playing 10 games in a row, will play at Washington and Jefferson at 1 o'clock. Thanks to everyone that helped put this broadcast together. Thanks to our great SIDs, Bobby Fox here at Waynesburg, Chris Matthews at Geneva, putting all the notes and information together to help this make it a great broadcast. Great to work with some of the Waynesburg students today, including our guy Ethan Spazarski, fellow Baldwin grad, Waynesburg student, putting together the top 5 plays, and also helping us spot up here in the booth. And for everyone on our JRM video production crew, for Jake Mislivchik inside our production truck, Evan Laurent roaming our sideline camera, for Robert Mangino and Alex Terrett, I'm Austin Bechtold saying so long from John F. Wiley Stadium. Geneva defeats Waynesburg 62-20. The Golden Tornadoes win it on the back of Caleb Romano and the offense for Gino DeMarco.